So today morning, the first session will be given talk by Professor Nityananda Sarma. He will be delivering his talk on career opportunity in digital platform. I welcome you, sir, from the organizing committee member. Before handing over the platform to the Professor Nitya Sharma, let me just read out the brief biodata of Professor Nityananda Sharma. Professor Nityananda Sharma is currently associated with Department of Computer Science and Engineering, Tezpur University. He has received his bachelor degree of engineering in computer science and engineering from Jorhat Engineering College in 1991. He did his Master of Technology in Computer Science and Engineering and PhD in Computer Science and Engineering from Indian Institute of Technology, Kharagpur and Indian Institute of Technology, Guwahati, respectively. Before joining Tezpur University, he was a faculty member in Department of Computer Science and Engineering at Jorhat Engineering College, Assam, till 1999. He had also served as a guest lecturer in Northeastern Region Institute of Science and Technology, Arunachal Pradesh, for a period of from January 1992 to May 1992. In 1999, he joined Tezpur University, where presently he is working as a professor in the Department of Computer Science and Engineering. He is a professional member of IEEE, ACM, and fellow of IETE. He has published more than 100 papers in both international and national journal and conference proceeding, one book and 2 edited volumes. His area of research include ad hoc networks, QoS supports in wireless networking, channel assignment in cognitive radio networks, and WDBM optical networks. This is just a brief biodata of Professor Nityananda Sarma, sir. Sir, now you can, the platform is yours. Now you can start the presentation. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Rajkumar, for the nice introduction. So good morning to all of you. So I extend my sincere thanks to Professor Dhanapati Deka, Rajkumar Dueri, and the organizing committee for inviting me to give a talk on this very interesting topic. And in fact, it's a very difficult to cover digital platform in a small conference or workshop like this, because one should be very, very careful. Nowadays, we know that youth are very, very advanced. Most of the youth are equipped with a lot of latest technological, you can say, skills. Therefore, but there are some opportunities that are available for them if they systematically work toward that, so they can easily acquire some job or some career opportunity they can build up in the digital platform. Okay, let me share the slides. I think the screen is visible.
Yes, screen is visible. Please carry on.
So these are the brief outlines of that. In fact, so I shall try to cover something related to the career opportunities and what one has to do to start a career in digital platform. So there are a lot of opportunities. So I shall first go with some challenging scenarios, because in the current scenario, you know that there are a lot of technological changes that are happening every day, you can say, and it is sometimes it is taking time to stabilize the technology, and the people will be adopting it maybe after a few years or few months. Then once it started stabilizing, then we started using it in our workplace. We started using it in our day-to-day life activities. So there are a lot of digital skill one can develop, but keeping track of the latest technology is very, very difficult. One should have the open mind, okay, to learn and to adapt to that. So the 5 essential digital skills for employability, I will just mention about this. Then uses of social media platform. You know that nowadays so many things are happening in the social media. Before we procure some item, we usually go for that kind of some kind of recommendation, maybe from the social media or maybe by searching it in the Google. Then almost 80% of the job we complete by that. Then directly visit the shop online shop and procure it. That's why a lot of things are done online, okay, by using a lot of you can say tools and technique. But one very important concern is that the security and privacy issue. One should be very careful, because whatever we can do in the physical world, and if we try to do same thing in the digital world, and we should be careful, because we don't know who is in the other side. So therefore, some security issues should be addressed. Now, technology needed to start a new new online business. I shall simply mention about it. What are the different technology that will be required to start an online business? And there will be some these are the, in fact, some of the applications that can be used in our day-to-day life as well as in running some business. And the key driving force is the Web 2.0 based application. These are the basic, you can say, technology behind the social media. So now coming to the world, okay, which is changing every day, you can say. There are some global driver of the change. You can say one is the technological change that we cannot avoid. Then demographic change that is happening again, the climate change. We should be very careful whatever technology we adopt. So this should be sustainable technology. This should be green technology. So a lot of things we should again keep in mind. In the keeping in mind the climate change is happening. The work organization has changed a lot. There is no concept that we can run an organization in a small room. It can expand up to any level. So there's a globalization. Again, one should be able to now address the global, you can say, marketplace. It cannot be only localized in a particular area, because it is open to everybody. And in that way, if we see now, due to that, the changing behavior, there will be some changes in the job. Which kind of job now it will be available? Which tasks we have to do? Then which skill and qualification will be required? So these are the questions one should address, and we should be able to adapt, okay, with the changing behavior of the world. So many new jobs will be created, definitely, with change in the technology, okay, and change in all these areas. Then most jobs will undergo fundamental change in job tasks and skill, because the skill set that will be required will definitely change with change that are happening. Demand for routine and manual tasks is decreasing, because we cannot think about the manual or the routine tasks that we usually have in the ancient time. I said ancient because nowadays in every organization, they are adopting the technology and they are doing most of the tasks, okay, online. They are performing majority of the tasks online by using some kind of system. So higher level skill will be required, okay, to deploy, operate and maintain technology, because always technology will go on changing, and one should be able to have the skill to adopt and deploy. So there are, in fact, if we go through the how technology is changing, then the current the technology is defined by the Industrial Revolution version 4.0. We can say this is the fourth industrial revolution, and if we see the history, and we are here now. So just after the electronic, IT and automation, the next phase is cyber physical system. That is now today's scenario, and we are in the mid of Industry 4.0. So in that case, there will be a lot of, you know that the physical system will be here, and along with that, there will be a lot of computational device that will be interacting with the physical system, and it will be controlling the physical system, it will be monitoring the physical system. So a lot of things can be done automated way. So there will be advanced robotics, because manual job will be replaced by robots, okay, and it will be now responding to the changes in the physical environment. So we know that there are a lot of ambitious projects. One is smart city, you can say smart office. So everything we want to make smart. So in that scenario, so what kind of the technology that will be required, and how the manpower should be trained up with the technology. Then one technology we know that it revolutionized, it is called 3D printing, then IoT, that is one Internet of Things, then AI, okay, that artificial intelligence, then cognitive computing, that is a part of AI. In fact, the big data analytics, you know that data should be analyzed to take the future course of action. Then blockchain technology, that will be now revolutionized, okay, the whole industry, you can say. So now what will be done in the cyber physical system, that we can see in some of the advanced, you can say, industry, which integrates sensing. That means it will sense from the environment what is going on. It will perform some computation, okay, and control. Then it will do some controlling and networking information. Then physical object, it will be connecting to the physical object, and therefrom it will be controlling the whole the physical system and the infrastructure. So connecting them to the internet, definitely, because it may be okay interconnected, and this system may be again interconnected to some other system which may be remotely controlled. So that way all of them will be interacting with each other. They will also interact to the internet. So we have a total connected world, we can say. So now for that particular scenario, that where we have to work, so what should be the skill set that will be required? So we know that we are at the middle of that, okay, fourth revolution, industrial revolution, I already mentioned, and technology is evolving very, very fast. And then before, the organization and individual who do not keep pace with this, the technological changes, may run risk of being left behind. Okay, so one will be left behind if one do not, okay, keep up with this current technology. So everyone should prepare and grasp the opportunity so that everyone can progress in their life. So these are the technology, you can say, the artificial intelligence based technology. Every one of you, I am sure, okay, aware of that. Nowadays, you see, we can replace the help desk. That is generally, there will be one receptionist, okay, who will be answering some of the queries, but that can be replaced by chatbot. Good. Chatbots are, I think you know that while visiting some banking site, you can see a lot of questions you can ask on the chatbot, and it will be answering you. And if some critical questions are asked, suppose, which cannot be answered by the bot, what it will do, it will refer to some of the human being, okay, who will be able to finally take the query. Therefore, a lot of initial processing will be replaced. The manual thing will be replaced by the automated way. So humanoid robot, we know that a lot of industry, they adopted, okay, humanoid robots to do some the routine work. As for example, the Amazon, they use huge number of robots in their warehouse, okay, for managing the different the aspect of the warehouse. Okay, they are keeping it. And Google Assistant, all of we are again aware of that. It will try to now assist us. It will try to answer the queries that we will be asking. Then Alexa, then Google Home. These are the automated thing, and these are all based on, okay, the artificial intelligence technology. Then again, we know that the 5G network is coming up. Okay, again, because we have all the cases, there will be interconnection of the object. There will be communication among the object. So in that case, we need huge amount of bandwidth. Okay, the network connectivity should be better to realize our dream. So in that case, 5G network will be able to satisfy this kind of requirement. Now, one challenge in the 5G network is huge amount of bandwidth, you can say, of the order of 100 Gbps. And a very less, you can say, the delay. That means it will be able to quickly deliver the information from one place to another. And it will be almost available everywhere. So means all physical object that will be communicating with other, because physical object will be equipped with sensor and actuator, and they will be communicating with each other. So means we have something which is almost automated. So autonomous driving, I think we also heard about that. Okay, so Tesla is a company, and Google also having a test drive on that. So it will be now, we don't require the driver. It will drive a car, okay, for the human being. And this will be a program automatically, and it will be run on the basis of AI. The personalized and predictive medicine, you know that the medicines will be prepared, okay, person-wise, and according to the particular requirement of the particular person. And because different medicine will work in a different way on the different person. So that analysis will be done, and medicine can be prepared in the personalized way. The computer vision, we know that how human being process, suppose, image and video. By seeing that, we can make out something on that. So how we can use computer to record maybe some images or some video, and therefrom now give some information about that, about the scene. Then extended reality and augmented reality, virtual reality, and you might have heard about that. That is again the dream that we can have. We can place now in the augmented reality what we can have. We can have, suppose, one physical environment. In the physical environment, we can now bring some digitized, you can say, object and see the effect. And this is heavily used in the making movies. and that can be used, okay, to give some realistic, you can say, the feeling of the particular environment. So this is a very, very challenging again, and without the human being will not be able to differentiate very easily that whether it is a real object or a digitized object. So blockchain technology, I already mentioned, these are the different aspects of Industry 4.0. Now, currently, there is an unprecedented global digital skills shortage. That means they're affecting all industry. That because they are switching over to Industry 4.0 and adequate that skill set is not available. So therefore, there is always a gap. So the human resource should be equipped with this kind of skill so that they can fill the gap. So as a result, the recruitment of the competent candidates present a problem to organization of every size. Therefore, for a competent candidate, if he or she equipped with this kind of new skill set, then definitely they will be employable. So therefore, again, we have that two things. One is we are having now the employability problem everywhere in the world. Okay, then we are having again another problem. Adequate skill set is not available. So there is a gap. So this has become very relevant when we have a pandemic situation like the COVID-19, where the work from home is a norm. So until unless we have the skill set available and we have the skill set, then we cannot now go for this kind of the work culture or work behavior. So now if we see now ICT in workplace, because ICT is used in workplace for maybe for more than 20 years back. So nowadays almost every job involves ICT knowledge. Earlier it was not mandatory. People may not know the ICT knowledge, may not have ICT knowledge, but they can still continue with that. One must know how to navigate around. Nowadays in every organization of every size, one particular employee must know how to navigate around a computer and know where everything is, because everything will be digitized and one should be able to find out how to get the things done, okay, how to quickly find out where is what. So this is very, very important. So basic knowledge is must. The most important problem you need to know for any career is the Microsoft Office. In fact, this is very the primitive thing one must know. And this is understood that everyone is having the knowledge about that. That means whether it will be a PowerPoint, whether it will be a Word, or whether it will be Excel. That means how to manage the document in a systematic way and how to prepare it. That is a basic qualification. One should have that. So therefore, this kind of the skill are already introduced in the school level, you can say, curriculum. So example of basic computer skill one should have is typing. You know that QWERTY style. That is for traditional, you know, that the typewriter, to type it very quickly. We have some rule, okay, so that finger can easily touch the required key very easily, okay, based on the frequency of the character, which characters are most frequently used, and where from you can touch all other character. So there is a position which you have to make, okay, on your keyboard. So knowing which program to use and how to use, that is a very basic knowledge we assume everyone should know, and knowing what viruses are and how they get rid of that. So definitely this is again very, very important. We should not again rely on all programs that may be freely available nowadays in the internet. So one should be very, very careful in installing those, because it may also unknowingly, okay, install some kind of unwanted or malware or virus, which may now affect now day-to-day activities. And one critical the problem may be, it may try to now capture the identity or password of the user and misuse those things in different places. With the evolution of digital technology, there is a sea change in the nature of job and the skill set required for the job. Therefore, what we need is, we may need for the upgrading of the skill. That means upskilling of that and reskilling of that. That means we have to acquire some new skill and also upgrade the existing skill. So use of ICT makes the things possible with ACE, all of you know that we can address the challenging work environment. So in any work environment, the ICT is very easily, okay, adopted. So there are some digital skills so one should have, okay, and you have to realize the importance of the digital skill, okay. in the ever competitive job market. So everyone must acquire digital skill. Nowadays, I am sure, except few, you can say, government organization, in all other cases, the digital skill is must. So digital skill play a very important role in today's world, because we have to survive with that. The whole society is now digitized, and we must survive, and we must know the skill required for that. For any industry, digital skill have become indispensable. We know that, with diverse opportunity for talented individual. But there are a lot of opportunities that are available for the talented individual, because someone can acquire some kind of talent by using the digital skill, and someone may have the creative idea. So that can be really materialized with the help of the skill set available with that. So as a job seeker, you need to be employable with the right set of skill to grab your dream job. That is very, very important. And for that purpose, digital skill is very, very important. With the advancement of technology, there is a huge demand for people with employable skill. And we know that there are some employable skill, and these skills are, in the current scenario, creativity, communication, problem-solving ability. Then the employee need now people who possesses the 21st century skill. These are the basic quality one should have, okay, to be employable. But in that case, to expose now, to have the exposure to the creativity, the communication skill, and the problem solving, all of this will be now realized through some digital skill. So that is very, very important. And these are called 21st century skill. So 5 essential digital skills I just list out here that will make a person employable. And these are in fact the very essential, in the sense this one should be equipped with this, okay, as the first requirement toward the digital skill. One is online profile management. This is very, very important, because people used to now create a profile in different kind of you can say site, or you can say social network site. Okay, so one should be very, very careful in opening the profile. So people personalities are judged by their presence on social media platform. This is very, very important. Therefore, at the time of creating the profile, one should now really give emphasis on that, how to systematically create now profile. Because a personality will be judged by his or her the profile. So that is very, very important, because person will be engaging in the social media activities like tweeting, okay, liking some comments, and sharing some documents, okay, or some ideas. So everywhere the person's profile will be exposed, and that way people will know about the person. Therefore, it will now create some digital footprint. And once it is created, the image is created. So it is very, very difficult to change the image. So therefore, one should be very careful from the beginning while creating the profile and managing the profile. So build profile in various platforms. We know that nowadays all, I think, youth are having a profile in Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Quora, etc. Everywhere they used to create some profile so that they can use that particular social media, and they can now participate in that day-to-day activities of that. And here I want to mention that though Facebook is mostly used for socializing sometimes, and the Twitter and the LinkedIn, okay, LinkedIn is very, very important. This is for professional network. That means people who are really serious about some professional activity, they usually create this kind of profile here. Then they participate. They participate in some groups where there will be some serious discussion. They can learn something from others, and there will be a lot of discussion on some good thing, you can say, some constructive thing. Then Twitter also, people sometimes, okay, tweet. Again, there will be a lot of groups that can be formed, and which are very, very you can say serious about the topic, and some technical topic, okay, can be discussed here. And it is like a micro blogger. That means it will go on now updating by frequently communicating. So invest time to make a presence in the social media channel. Remember, creating profile is not sufficient. One should be also very, very active. Okay, and one should invest time in making the presence, because the employer usually refer to the digital footprint of a person before going for recruitment. So those will be working as a reference. Therefore, one should really spend time, okay, so its presence in the social media. okay, in a constructive way. Therefore, as an active user with lot of activities, one can build his or her image in a very easy manner. So one should be very careful while doing something, okay, engaging in some social media activities. So an added advantage when employers now search social media platform to analyze a candidate personality. I already mentioned that is called digital footprint. That means how the person behaved in the social media platform. This is very, very important, and it will now reflect, okay, the personality of the person. Okay, so therefore a lot of things will come out. So this is, I am just showing you how digital footprint will look like. Okay, these are the different, you can say, the aspect one should really consider. One should be careful, okay, making the very secure or safe, you can say, media interaction. The password and identity theft, you know that someone may be doing something on behalf of somebody else. Therefore, security setting of the profile should be maintained. So, okay, the friendship, again, one should be careful who can be friend of a particular person. So online communication responsibility, that are the cyber safety. So everything should be, okay, one should concern about. So these are the different things. So that means once a person actively participate in the social media, so we can have now a digital footprint of the person, because there are a lot of analytical tools available, okay, online, which can easily gather the person's information from every social media sites where the person participates. And therefore, some image can be formed about the person. So these are the basic digital skill one should have, I already mentioned. So the number one is the profile management. The second one is the MS Office skill. I already mentioned at the beginning. So mastering the art of making presentation, spreadsheet has become a core skill. So this is assumed that a person, along with the basic degree, one will be having this particular skill. To get an edge over the others, one should be able to know the advanced feature of this MS Office, okay, packages, because there are some advanced feature which can be used and which can better manage the document, okay, and this one should know that. So it's imperative that one excels in advanced version of MS Office suite, because to get an edge over others, because others are also using MS Office, but how you are different from others. Therefore, one should try to know some advanced feature. And as for example, I can mention that the Excel is very, very powerful. We can do a lot of financial thing with the help of Excel. So Excel sheet can be utilized for that purpose. If someone is suppose having knowledge on suppose accountancy, okay, someone wants to do some finance, he can easily use some Excel sheet to do a lot of day-to-day activities related to the finance. So document management is another key digital skill one should have. So once someone prepares suppose document, then how to better organize it. So one of the most important skill that one need to develop. So digital world, okay, ages our tasks in many ways, but how do you manage this document? However, there are some risks that come along with it. Suppose someone is preparing some document in a computer and storing it there. It might happen that the computer crashes or the hard disk fails. Then all documents will be lost. So therefore, one should maintain, okay, that particular document management, that culture. That means once something is done, the backup should be maintained, either maybe in some kind of backup, you can say media, or maybe in the cloud, so that it can be stored very safely. And not only one copy, maybe in multiple places. And this is very, very important, because everything now depends on those documents, and we cannot say that, okay, documents are lost or documents are corrupted. Therefore, that culture, okay, one should develop. That is again digital skill one should develop, and one should definitely know what kind of packages or solutions are available to easily maintain the document. So, for example, with the use of cloud-based software, one should be able to store all data, including photos, videos, audios, document, etc., in an accessible and orderly manner. Remember why we say that. Suppose someone is doing something in office, and someone wants to now continue with that particular document, then it is better to put it in some cloud-based, okay, storage. Otherwise, the machine will not be accessible from home. So therefore, the document management is a very key, you see the skill, and we should also know what kind of format we should use so that it can be accessible from any kind of devices, suppose from mobile, okay, from laptop, from desktop, from any type of devices, and also from anywhere. Okay, this way one can prepare well for the associated risk. So Microsoft OneDrive, you know that in Microsoft the account we have a OneDrive, so that it will be it is a cloud, you can say the drive where the document can be easily saved automatically. We can set it so that once document is prepared, it will be saved, okay, by the system automatically if network connection is available. So Google Drive, we know that iDrive and Dropbox. There are so many the facilities that are available. Some of them are licensed and some of them are free of cost. And definitely we can now, for an organization, definitely it will be licensed one, because they won't use the freely available one. Because freely available may not guarantee the safe storage or reliable storage of the document. So the next digital skill is social media and mobile savviness. This is very, very important. And earlier people said that someone is using mobile, okay, in every aspect. That is not a good habit. But we say that using mobile is now good habit because we can go on now engaging ourselves in doing something, okay, with the help of mobile. So social media and mobile phones are transforming the way we live and even think. So in every aspect of our life, we can use mobile and we can use the social media. So discover and share information, build network, and enhance professional development. That should be the aim of that. That means use it in a positive way, so that by using the social media, one will be always gainer. Okay, one will not unnecessarily waste time, okay, in doing the social media with the help of mobile. So today it is not just posting an update, adding a picture, or commenting something, or socializing. These are the people usually do in the leisure time. Okay, but to really use the social media seriously, one should be able to enhance the professional development. So all the platforms have changed drastically with the influence of marketers. You know that a lot of things are happening, okay, a lot of commercial things are happening through the social media. So therefore, the marketers are putting a lot of emphasis on that. So how they can attract the customer. So how this can be done? There are a lot of creative things that will be now visible while going to the social media. So these are created by some of the marketers. Okay, they want to attract the customer or the consumer. The consumer, the brand builders, you see that a particular company now used to publish a lot of things, okay, a lot of advertisement. So those things will be now definitely now building the brand of the particular company or the industry. Therefore, something which will really enhance the brand should be done, okay, through the social media. And many people, okay, many other people also that they are now using it, okay, for that purpose. To adapt with this change, one need to think from all perspectives. Okay, so this is very, very important. One need to think from all perspectives, okay, while using the social media, while using the mobile apps. Now, skill to use various mobile apps. This is nowadays again mandatory. You know that a lot of things can be done with the help of mobile apps. Again, creation of mobile apps, okay, is again a very, very just challenging job and very, very lucrative, because people who have now some creative idea or innovation, they can go for now developing some mobile apps. And if number of mobile apps users, suppose for that particular app is increasing, because these apps can be published, okay, in some store, and therefrom people will download and go on increasing the uses of that. Okay, and therefore there are a lot of creativity that can be reflected with the help of apps. Okay, and social media platforms should be enhanced with ability to analyze the change happening in this industry. Okay, and you know that mobile apps are really, really very, very versatile, and it can be used in every aspect of our life. And social media is used, okay, social media may be publicizing a lot of mobile apps which are really, really very, very useful. One should be able to understand the way each platform works and think strategically. So this is again important. So we should not randomly use the apps, okay? We should know which app is the good one and which one is not good, because there are some apps which may not be very trustworthy, because that may have some security problem. So image and video editing, okay, the multimedia. In fact, there are a lot of scope in that way, this particular digital skill. So online marketing strategies are aided by attractive videos and infographics. And you know that the people who can really make a lot of good or attractive videos will be attracting a lot of, you can say, job. Because this is for the creative, you can say, individual who can really do a lot of things, okay, who can reflect through their videos and through their infographics. And you know that very nicely designed infographics are nowadays available. Whatever social media site you visit, infographics you can see, so nicely designed, so attractive, okay, and to influence the target population. And by seeing the infographics, sometimes people will visit that particular, you can say, site to see what is happening there and what are the things that are available in that particular online site. So therefore, image and video editing skill is one of the core skill. And you need not have the software installed in your machine, in fact, or in your mobile, or in your laptop, or in your tablet. So that can be accessed through, again, cloud-based service, because there are a lot of cloud-based software editing, video editing, and image editing tools that are available, and one can directly access those. Okay, and this skill can be developed very easily by practicing on that. So this is the one very important or core skill, okay, one should focus on to become employable. And the companies are really looking for the creative, okay, the person who are very, very creative in creating the videos and infographics. The social media platforms are driving companies to build their brand, okay, through various ways, because they employ some of the people to really develop some infographics for them, creative the videos for them, so that they can now build on their brand. So companies strive hard to build their presence through various creative marketing strategy, because they have to somehow attract the customer, okay, through this kind of social media platform. Today, employees look for candidates who are able to offer creative and innovative solutions, because there may be some solution that may not be very, very, you can say, attractive, okay, and it cannot attract, suppose, the customer or the viewer who are going through this particular ad. So if in that case, the employers will be looking for the innovative way of attracting the customer or the viewer of that particular ad. So these are the few, I am just showing you, though I am writing here, using it for the teacher. These are the, you can say, the multimedia skill one can develop, and these are the tools available, okay, the freely available tools, and one can use those for now for their own creation. So record and edit audio clip, that can be done by, okay, soundcloud.com. Okay, these are the very good, you can say, the software that are available, cloud-based software, and one can utilize them for now this purpose. Now, creative interactive video content, and nowadays you can see everywhere people are trying to make video of this content to show it, okay, in a very elusive way. Okay, so there are a lot of video the editing tools available. YouTube video editor available, then WeVideo, Magis.go, okay. So this kind of Magis.go, okay, .com, then Animoto. So like that, there are so many the creative video content editor are available. Then infographics that I already mentioned, and for creation of the poster, one can write about Pico, Chart, then Canva. So this is one of the Canva. This is one of the very widely used packages. The drawing.google.com, then thinklink.com. Okay, this kind of infographics creator can be used, okay, online. So now coming to why one should use the social media. You know that these are the basic the use of social media. One very interesting feature of social media is, okay, the building now relationship. Okay, that is important. And reputation management is also one important thing for the company. Then corporate social responsibility, generally industry use it for, okay, delivering this corporate social responsibility. Then customer service, they want to address to that information they want to provide, and they want to also use it for entertainment. So this can be used for, these are the different uses of social media. Then these are the commonly used platforms, and I already mentioned, I am sure that all of you are aware of that. And this LinkedIn, LinkedIn is actually used for professional network and connecting 690 plus million members, okay, worldwide from 200 plus industry. And one important feature about, okay, this network is that, okay, LinkedIn network is used by the company nowadays for recruitment purpose. So what they will do, they will go through that the profile of the candidate, and they will go through also the recommendation given to those candidates by some referees, because in that, while a person is now having a profile, so person can ask for recommendation from some well-known person or some person who are expert in some particular fields, and gain this kind of recommendation, and company will really, okay, give emphasis on those, and they will go through all the recommendation and the activities in which the particular person involved, the groups where the particular person is a member. So everything they will analyze, and they have some automated tool, or they can also go through manually. So this way, these are heavily used for employability purpose. Then Twitter, then we already know that it's a microblogging again platform. Again, one should be careful in tweeting, okay, or in following something, okay, the group activities. So this is again very, very important. We can write very short messages. Earlier it was 140 characters only. Nowadays it is extended to 280 characters from 2017 onward. Therefore, one can really write a lot of things on that. Also, we can attach image, videos, and other things to support our the content. The Facebook, I need not have to mention, and currently there are 2.7 billion active users per month. There are so many users, okay, who are visiting the Facebook. Therefore, our aim will be now, okay, utilize it in a very effective way. Intended to connect friends, family, business associate like that, and build discussion forum. This is a very, very important one. The youth can now use it for building discussion forum where they can now improve their, okay, personality. Okay, they can enhance their personality or professional, you can say, that career. So used by company to connect with customer and connect with the other employees of the particular the company. So Instagram, you know that this is a very, very famous for photo and video sharing platform that can be also used by the youth, okay, for making lot of creative videos, okay, that can be shared through that. So where the people can now appreciate, and they can build their the social media image on that. So they can build their, okay, brand on that. So these are the different branding. Okay, you can see how to create your brand through this LinkedIn, okay, the social network. So one should complete the profile. This is very, very important. Okay, professional photo, one should put description, headline, experience, education, certificates acquired by person, the organization, volunteering work. So everything, publication, the videos, photography, everything. So one should now properly define profile. I already mentioned about it. These are the different aspects while, okay, making a profile in the, okay, LinkedIn, because LinkedIn is very, very important for professional activity. Therefore, one should be careful, and through that one can acquire a very good job. Okay, showcasing one's talent very easily. Now I want to mention about the technology that one need to start an online business. Suppose one can easily start a career using now online platform very easily. One need not have to spend too much of money. Okay, one need only the required skill, okay, to start a business online. So many entrepreneurs, therefore, are turning to the e-commerce industry and opening their own online store. And it is easy to see why. Because whatever you can realize, okay, whatever you can think, whatever innovative idea you have, everything can be made available through online. Okay, and this is the key, you can say, driving force about the online. But one needs some basic knowledge, okay, what kind of technology will be required to start with. It is a business operation that can be relatively easy to set up and run, because no extra physical space, no infrastructure, nothing required. You can acquire everything, okay, online. So continues to grow at an alarming rate, because you see that a business organization, okay, which is now having online presence, can easily grow up to any level. Okay, and this is very, very important. The technology plays a key role now here in setting up an e-commerce store and its success. Therefore, one must know what type of technology one has to use. Okay, what are the driving force for using those? And if we are not able to use the required technology, then we cannot progress. Suppose one has developed some online store, but not having the adequate technology, okay, equipped with that. So what might happen now in that case, suppose the first thing one should do is attracting the customer. So means it can be done by two ways. One is that particular online store should be visible while someone is doing now through the search engine. That means in the search engine, that site should appear. So how to make it? So there are some tricks one must know so that that site will appear at the beginning okay, of a search engine result. This is called search engine optimization. There are some technique one must know or one should acquire to make it okay visible through the search engine result. So another one is that one should be able to know how to advertise. So there will be a lot of linking that can be made through the to different, you can say, popular sites. As for example, in Facebook, suppose someone is willing to make his site visible to others. So one can make now link in the Facebook that can be also published. So we know that in Google there is a the advertising the feature, okay, add-on that is available. So one can now use that so that this kind of the sites can be now easily advertised and people will be visiting that particular site. But the site must be attractive. It must have the very easy interface so that people can really use it, okay, and will not be confused about it. So if you can make now, suppose a first impression, okay, on that particular site, then the user, that particular, okay, the owner will be really successful. The first time impression is very, very important about a particular online site. So technology plays a key role. I already mentioned it is vital that you are aware of what technology is used so that you can provide the best possible experience for the target audience. So this is these are the main technology that are used. I will quickly mention about it. Some of you may be aware of that. First thing that one should know to have a online presence, one must know domain name. As for example, suppose someone is opening a company, okay, the abccompany.com, you can say www.abccompany.com. So like that, one domain name should be, but it should not be okay a random name or some name which is not having any meaning. So therefore, register a domain name as close as possible to the business name. It should be now somehow linked with the business name so that by seeing the name, okay, so one can easily, okay, know what kind of activity is done inside the particular site. So related to the product, okay, it should be memorable and easy to spell. It should not be unnecessarily very big, okay, and it should be small but easy to remember and very, very attractive. That is very important. Now the next one is that because nowadays we know that in the online there are a lot of security issues that are involved. Therefore, one must acquire a digital certificate called SSL certificate. And that SSL certificate will make people or the browser who really browse that particular, okay, site, the online site, okay, to use secure communication. Because that site will be equipped with the digital certificate. So any browser where from that site will be visited will have now secure communication between the browser and the website. So that all information that will be exchanged will be encrypted. People cannot really, okay, eavesdrop the communication that is happening and really, okay, take out the information, okay, easily. So it will be encrypted, it will be a secure communication so that the user will not be afraid of, okay, providing their information to the website. Then web hosting, this is very, very important. So where do you host your, okay, website? To publish a site or a web application on the internet. There are a lot of options, okay, for that. So opt for established and reputable, you can say, web hosts. There are a lot of reputable, okay, web hosts, okay, which are reputable with high speed. That means the site will be easily accessible, okay, and every time. Then uptime will be more. That means downtime will be very, very less. and reliable. That means majority of the cases it will not crash or it will not fail. So most cloud-based services are like that, and you can say they are having the facility, and they will mention about what is the uptime of their service and what is the reliability of that and what is the speed. Then the platform as a service or infrastructure as a service, these are the two modes of cloud service available, okay, for web hosting. One is you can say that suppose someone is hiring a person to develop the whole web page, okay, with the associated technology. Then you need only the platform to host it. But if we require, suppose, so in that case, suppose you have a platform available, that means you have the OS available, okay, you have the software packages available for now creation of the web page. These are available here, and you can easily host it. The second one is infrastructure as a service. Here, what will happen is that, so we have only the computing resources available. So one should manage everything. The whole platform should be installed. Okay, so these are the different ways where we can do it. Okay, web hosting is possible. Then e-commerce platform, that means the application that will run on that. The through platform for your website to run from, and this could include software as a service, because there are a lot of softwares, okay, software which are available as a cloud service, and these are now having some template for small monthly fee. So one has to pay some small monthly fee for using those software, okay, for their e-commerce purpose. A good way to start and test, and this is the best way, in fact, for a startup. So no on-premise infrastructure is required. So here what will happen is that now platform, the services will be available. That means software required will be available from the cloud, as well as the machine that will be required will be available from the cloud. That means one need not have to procure anything. No on-premise infrastructure is required. So off-the-shelf software, we have now two options. Suppose we want to customize the software. This means there are some limitations. These are only the standard available software that we can use. But if someone is willing to use, suppose, customized software, someone must employ third party or by itself, okay, develop some software which will be now using open source solution. Okay, in that case, one can now customize it for its own requirement. And here we can use only standard software. Okay, better choice for those who really have more technical ability. They can go for off-the-shelf, okay, software. Now, I just want to mention that these are the three modes of, okay, hiring, you can say, the service from the cloud. One is software as a service, and which utilize now internet to deliver the application. And you know, in our day-to-day activities, we are heavily using it. Okay, example is the Google Suite. You know that Google Doc, okay, Google Sheet, okay, everything we are using, okay, that is nothing but Google Form. These are all example of application, okay, which are available through the cloud. Then Dropbox, okay, Salesforce. These are some other Cisco WebEx that is used for the video conferencing. These are all apps, okay, which are available through cloud. Now we can have platform as a service, where what will happen is that the operating system, that part will be, okay, and the development environment will be given, and one has to use it for, okay, installing its own software or developing own software and installing it. So framework for developer to create customized application. Here application will not be provided by the cloud service provider. Example is that the Amazon, okay, that one service, that is the Windows Azure, that is another. Heroku, that is another. The Force.com, these are the different. Then Google App Engine, that is another service that is available. Here, what we have to do, if we use Google App Engine, then we have to install our own program, okay, and over that particular environment. So now, infrastructure as a service, what one can expect only the machine, not the supporting platform. So for accessing and monitoring computer, networking, storage, and other services. That means the bare minimum one is now having as a cloud service. So example may be Amazon Web Service. That means it is providing us a machine, a computer. That means maybe in that computer, you can install Windows, you can install Linux, whatever OS you need. Okay, the networking facility will be there, storage will be there. So you have to configure it by yourself. Okay, and this is a very, very, you can say, the primitive service that can be obtained from the cloud service provider. So here, this is the most sophisticated service. Okay, and Google also provide by Google G Suite. Then we have now platform as a service. Okay, Google App Engine is an example. Okay, and here Google Compute Engine is that particular infrastructure as a service. Now to start internet, okay, the merchant, the site, so one need now an account, okay, in a bank, that is for running now internet merchant account, okay, so that it can now handle now transaction online. So one should approach the bank and acquire this kind of special kind of account. So payment service gateway, I think you people know, while transacting in the internet, we always get connected to the payment gateway. Therefore, to provide service to other, there should be agreement, okay, by the vendor with some payment gateway, so that through the payment gateway, the monetary transaction can be done online. Okay, so may provide their own payment pages. Sometimes the bank who provide internet merchant account also provide the payment gateway, okay, supporting that. Now, social media is very, very important. I already mentioned, and so this is an important or powerful tool, okay, to use the e-commerce to generate interest and awareness about the store and run promotion, okay, share the content and communication directly with the target audience. So these are very, very important, okay, and this technology one must acquire to set up best possible e-commerce site and provide seamless, employable, and secure shopping experience, okay, for the customer. Enjoyable experience, and that is very, very important. So because I already mentioned that first time impression is very, very important. So one should be able to attract customer to that particular site by adequately employing now the technology. So I have almost finished my main okay, theme of this lecture. How much time do I have?
Another more 3-4 minutes.
Okay. So if any queries are there, so they can ask, in fact. So I shall quickly go through it, and in fact, these are the different applications available as a service from the Google I already mentioned, and people should really acquire okay knowledge on that so that they can use the services on that. So these are the basic motivation behind that all the social media and all the different platforms that we use is Web 2.0, and the earlier version of the web is called Web 1.0, which is only read only. Nowadays, what we can do, we can write and we can create our content. Okay, and that is some kind of democratic, you can say, web, where there will be two-way communication. And earlier it was only one-way communication. You can see the web page and you cannot now give your response, or you cannot have the two-way communication. And nowadays we have now the Web 2.0, and on 2.0 there are so many applications that are developed, blog, wikis, and all these things. Okay, content syndication, the broadcasting, content tagging service, everything we have, and one should acquire this knowledge. And blog I already mentioned, so one can now acquire that the knowledge on blog, how to create blog and how to write a very nice blog. As for example, if someone is having the creative idea, someone can write about some product of some company, okay, in a very nice way, and that the company may visit that particular blog site, and the company may hire that particular person for writing recommendation, okay, about their product. So one can also now show their creativity, okay, to show his or her creativity by writing or developing blog. Okay, and this is very, very important. One can, because blog writing is a art, okay, one can develop his or her own blog, and there are a lot of software available for using, okay, the blog, and we can easily use it and make it, okay, a habit or hourly or daily update like that. So someone can write in the blog, and these are the different the blog creation software available, okay, and these are the, and we can easily go from that. And Blogger is from Google, and this is free of cost. These are also having free version as well as licensed version. If someone wants to use the advanced feature in creating the blog, one must go for the licensed version. And wiki, you know that wiki is almost similar to blog, but in blog, this is the things are developed by only one person, who is now, that is the personalized for that particular person. But blog is for collaborative work. A group of people can collaborative way can create some content, okay, and they can now have something in a collaborative way, allow the other user to edit or add content, and we all can contribute to the wikis. And there are very widely known wiki called Wikipedia, and all of you know that how important Wikipedia is. So these are the different wikis that are available, and we can go for that. Then tagging and social bookmarking, and these are very, very important. While going to some, you can say, document, maybe picture, website, or whatever, maybe video clip, one can now tag, or one can put a description about the digital object, and that will help, you can say, the customer or the viewer of that particular object, okay, because later on, if someone visits the same the object, someone can get idea about that. So this is the social bookmarking facility that are provided by a lot of software, and a lot of social media site already incorporate this social bookmarking facility. And we know that there is something called tag cloud, and we can now summarize, you can say, different tags that are available about an object, and we can have something called word cloud or tag cloud. That means this will be now the group of all related, you can say, tags that are coming together to describe a particular object. So, and these kind of things are available, and people can really see that this kind of tag cloud, and these are the tagging system available. And we know, all of you know, multimedia sharing is possible very easily with the help of very popular YouTube channel. We have the Flickr for photography, audio for broadcast. So like that, there are so many the application or digital platform available, and where from will be now able to do now multimedia sharing. So these are the things, and we should know. Then I already mentioned about, there are some okay, the issues in using now social media, okay, and what we should do. These are the different kind of social engineering attack usually happening. Spamming is one. All of you know that. Phishing. Sometimes some user, the attacker, okay, will be obtaining sensitive information, okay, from the user by now doing something called phishing, okay, password or username, credit card number, like that. Then social network versus social network sites, okay, there is an attack called civil attack. That means somebody may be using fake identity. Therefore, to establish the social network group, one should be careful. We should not allow everybody to join the group, and identity should be first checked, okay, otherwise this may create problem. Social network account attack, you know that a lot of times, okay, the account may be hacked by hackers. So therefore we should be able to careful, okay, and in selecting now a password should be very cryptic. It should not be easy to remember, so that hacker cannot easily guess it, or hacker cannot easily crack it. So there are some other problem also, malware attack. Sometimes we visit some social network sites, and therefrom malwares will be automatically downloaded without the knowledge, and sometimes it may be asking for falsely, okay, for updation of or upgrading some kind of software packages, and people really click it, okay, and get malware installed in the machine, and that way it can do harm in the machine or in the mobile or in the tab. So there are some privacy issues one should maintain while in the social networking site. Information about the person posted by him or herself, okay. Information about people collected by online social network. Remember, a lot of the applications are running in the background, and they are collecting, okay, day and night, a lot of information about the person, and very difficult to remove information once published. Therefore, if someone thinks that, okay, I just remove it, it's a false impression, because it is already acquired by some application and it is already stored somewhere else. So that's why one should not publish something, okay, without much consideration. WhatsApp group can also be used for communication. Nowadays, we know that a lot of companies are using, a lot of industries are using WhatsApp group for effective communication, okay, within the group. And one good thing about WhatsApp communication is that it's a closed group. It's not accessible to outsider. So that is a good thing about it. So these are the social media I already mentioned about it. And sometimes one must also know some kind of technology like video conferencing tools, which are available freely, okay, and some of them are having license copy. And one should know how to use them. And these are so many number of video conferencing. And we also have a lot of web conferencing, webinar, webcast, screencast, and these are the different tools available for different purposes. And these two, this is one thing that I want to just show you, only for that the information to all that, okay, there are very good, you can say, the study material available or course available through online called MOOCs, okay, SWAM MOOCs, and one can easily take some courses through that. So one need not have to go for physically attending some course, okay, in some institution, and these are freely available. In India, MHRD made it available, and someone can acquire, okay, some knowledge in some particular subject by doing that. So this is the National Library available. Again, we can easily have the membership and go through it and get access to a lot of digital, you can say, document. Then these are some very widely used, you can say, worldwide used MOOCs courses. Okay, MIT Open Course, courseware. This can be used for learning some, okay, the technological things. Then the Coursera, need not to mention again, EDX. These are the very widely used, okay, e-content available worldwide. So now my final remark is 21st century job required very smart, social savvy, okay, candidate who are creative and innovative. Therefore, one must prepare for that. So as companies strive hard to beat their competitors, what makes them strong is their efficient workforce. Therefore, they are looking for workforce which is efficient. So digital skill have become now essential in all jobs with disruptive technology, and we know that technologies are evolving day by day. Therefore, to build a career of one's choice, one need to upskill or reskill with this technology and develop the digital skill, okay, which is up to date. So with that, I conclude. Any questions?
Thank you so much, Professor Nityananda Sarma, sir, for highlighting the digital platform for career development in current scenario where we are in COVID-19 pandemic situation. And also parallelly, we are in industrial revolution in terms of artificial intelligence, 5G networking. There are predictive personalized medicine and all that. So I think you have covered a very informative information in a very concise manner where ICT labeled techniques has been highlighted. And what are the highlights that to acquire digital skills in terms of mobile applications, personal networking and all that. I think the students have been enlightened with lots of information. Since we are lagging behind time, I will request the student to any question they can put up in comment section. We will try to, or any 1-2 question. If it is very fast, we can go for 1-2 minutes. Any question, please. I think we have got one comment section from Safi Ahmed, Kamal Ahmed, sir. He is asking, isn't automation, AI, elimination, manpower or job?
Yeah, so I want to, yes, this is a very good question. So this is not elimination of manpower. You see, this we need a different set of skill. Okay, this is very, very important. One must realize, remember, whenever we suppose make automation, we cannot make automation without any monitoring or controlling. Because if something goes wrong, okay, what will happen? Therefore, we must know how to control and how to program those devices. Okay, how to monitor. Therefore, the skill set requirement will change. Okay, and one important thing I can highlight is that definitely number of manpower requirement will reduce. Because if we just compare about, suppose, how Amazon is handling nowadays, their warehouse. They are replacing the manpower with robot. That means one robot can do a lot of things in a very limited amount of time, in a very systematic way. But for human being, supposed to perform something in a repetitive way, there is a question of fatigue. Okay, the person may forget something, make some mistake. Okay, and instead of having suppose 10 the laborer that we are employing in that, suppose, or employee we are employing in that, what we can do, we can place only maybe 2 robots. Okay, but these 2 robots must be controlled or monitored by 2 experts, human experts, who will be able to okay, program them, okay, monitor them, and corrective measure if required, they will be able to take.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. The other question we'll take on later on. Thank you, Professor Nityananda.
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development. Sir, your presentation was very good, very informative, very useful, giving all details of the digital platform. I just want to know from you, what is the ideal digital platform for organizing training programs of this kind?
Okay, generally for organizing training program of this kind, okay, and we have a lot of options. In fact, you can see we are using here Google Meet, suppose. Okay, there is a web, Cisco WebEx. You, I think, heard about it. Then there is a,
yes. Yeah. But Cisco, there is heavy investment. What is my point is, like, we, institutes can invest in this kind of platforms with, where the, I want to know, just like, suppose we are doing these programs in Northeast, and we would like to do it online. So we would like to have this for, a matter of only 3 days, or is Google the only...
I want to mention about it. You see, the government of India, okay, means under NMEICT scheme, okay, MHRD under NMEICT scheme, okay, has developed one very nice, you can say, video conferencing software called AView. I mentioned it, I think, in my slide.
Okay.
So AView can be used by all government institutions for conducting training program.
Okay.
There are all facilities that are available in typical, you can say, video conferencing software, like suppose interaction, okay, making your screen suppose shareable, okay, and recording. So majority of the things are available. Okay, and there will be a controlling panel. And there will be who will be controlling, okay, the whole session. So everything will be done through the controlling panel. And you can see in the Google Meet here itself, there is no controller. There is no, you can say, group admin here. So everybody can speak. Everybody can interfere with each other. Okay, and no one can mute other until unless a particular person muting himself or herself. So, but in that case, this will be very systematic. Okay, so that chaos will not be created. Okay, so that can be done. So I think WebEx and Zoom, if we go for suppose a licensed version, lot of extra features are available.
So licensed versions are usually for a longer term, like for a year. I think not less than a year. So where we are organizing these kind of programs, where we are offering to the higher education institutions to conduct the training online. So what I just wanted to know, what is the best paid platform?
One clue is
say 3 days to 5 days.
So AView can be used. AView, what I mentioned. Okay. And another is Vijay. I just show you. I think it will be better to show you the screen. Okay. These are the thing. I think. Can we see now screen? AView. This is the Government of India initiative. Okay. Again, the NIC, the under N10, they are making the video. Okay. That is the video. That is also used by the government organization for conducting the video conferencing session. Okay, they are using it. These two are used by the Government of India recommendation. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, welcome.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
We are just lagging behind of the time. I think there will be lots of questions, but if the student put up, we will forward it and they can. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you,
Very
Professor
informative.
Sarma. It was a very
Yeah.
enlightening lecture. It was
Yeah.
a very
Okay.
enlightening lecture. Thank you so much.
So,
Very nice.
thank you, all of you, for
Yeah.
listen hearing. And one thing that I want to emphasize is that it's a very difficult to know on which point we have to emphasize, because it's really diverse. The category of the audience. Really difficult to address all of them at a time.
Yeah.
So if it is, because I did not mention about the digital platform in the true sense, because someone can really go to that app developments. Okay, now going in development of the digital platform, someone can emphasize on that, making the digital platform again better. But I just skip that part. I have not covered that technology part intentionally, because I want to make it so that everybody can understand, at least get some information on that. It's a more or less more or less putting a lot of information on that. Okay.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Professor Nityananda Sarma, sir.
Thank you again, once again, to all of you. Yeah.
Now, with schedule, we'll moving to our next speaker. I think Mr. Rakib Ahmed is with us. Sir, are you there? Yeah. So the second lecture is by Mr. Rakib Ahmed. He will be delivering his lecture on supply chain industry in a post-COVID world, because this is a very important topic, because during this pandemic, how the supply chain and business will be after this pandemic is over. Before that, let me read out a brief biodata of Mr. Rakib Ahmed. He is a co-founder of Lordshare Private Limited and head of operation. He has a decade of experience in the BFSI industry. He worked as a part of ICICI Group. Prior to work in MICE industry, he has successfully planned and conducted many international events. He's the alumni also of Tezpur Central University. He did his studies in tourism. He's the first batch in 2003. Now he's settled in Delhi. He's also very working very hard and strong believer of power of youth, and working very closely with different NGOs, education institutes, channelizing youth energy to right opportunity and right direction around different geographical locations throughout the country. Before that, let me also share with some of the work which he is currently associated with Loadshare. Loadshare is just a technology-enabled logistics startup that he has currently handling, and it has been operational, I think, from last over 3 years. They are basically based in Bangalore, which is with operation in pan-India level, and significantly strengthening in north, east, and northeast part of our country. Currently, Loadshare delivers in 20 plus states, and 5,000 plus delivery executives, working with e-commerce measures like Flipkart, Amazon, Udaan, Mitra, Paytm, Swiggy, Reliance, and so on. There are many more. Presently in 400 plus location across all over towns in India. They are specially providing regional trucking services, offers distribution and warehouse services to FMCG clients. They are also emerging as a strategic player in this domain with its warehouse in Guwahati, Patna, Kolkata, Siliguri, Delhi, Ghaziabad, Bangalore, Bhubaneswar, and there are so many more. And they have investors from Matrix Partner, Celeris Ventures Partners, and Ben Next, who have invested in their this Loadshare project. With this very brief, I am handing over this platform to Mr. Rakib Ahmed to enlighten the viewers or listener. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Dwari, for such a kind introduction and a warm good morning to all of you. Good morning to all the students across from across Northeast who have joined this discussion, and all my fellow panelists and our respected teachers and members from Tezpur University, as well as from other educational institutes who are here in this forum. So, uh, so I actually haven't prepared something crisp. Okay, I mostly when I heard that this would be a platform where we'll be able to interact with most of the students and the budding talents of this region. I thought that this is the right opportunity for me to interact with them, and I always feel a reverse. Okay. So before I start my presentation, I have a very, very small crisp something to share with all of you. So I'll just share what exactly this flow will happen and how we will go. So the more and more time I'm spending in the industry, the more and more time I'm working, I always believed in that, as Sir has already mentioned. The people who are younger than me, the people who are new entrant, the people who are less experienced than me, always come up with some small thing which changes the way we were working till now. And that's the belief. With that belief, I'll be starting this presentation now, where I will be asking for more and more interaction from all of you, because many a time what we do in a conventional way gets changed with just one small step by the budding entrepreneurs or the new age guys, new students who are coming into the industry, into the domain, and they just change things forever. Okay, so guys, feel free to talk any point of time when I'm delivering this speech, and be very, very open to ask questions and to share your counter views wherever you feel appropriate. Okay, so I'll go ahead with a small presentation that I prepared. Yeah, can you see this? Is my screen visible? I would request.
Yes. It is
All
visible.
right.
Yes,
Yeah. So
visible.
my screen is visible to all of you. So again, there is a feature in Google Meets that if you want to say something, you can raise your hand, and we can. Then I will understand that somebody is wants to say something, and I can stop and get back to you. Uh, so I'll just start with the topic. It is about logistics in a pre-COVID environment. It will be a combination of both. Okay, so in a pre-COVID environment or post-COVID environment, in both the situation. Okay, so how logistics evolving in India. I'll be confining my entire discussion mostly to Indian context. And when we talk about logistics, it's a vast field. Okay, right from the rail transportation, road transportation, e-commerce, your other retail logistics management, e-commerce logistics management. It's a vast field. So primarily, I will be confining my discussion to mostly towards the express logistics industry, and will be targeting most of the points towards the new age people, that is the students, and will be simplifying most of the definitions for their better understanding. Okay, so in this presentation, what you should expect and what we are going to talk about. So first of all, we are going to talk today about the importance of logistics as an industry, because it is the backbone of the economy. Doesn't matter what it is carrying. It can be perishable items. It can be the e-commerce. It can be your passport into the express segment. It can be anything. So how important it is, and what role it is playing overall. Okay. Then what kind of work happens behind the scene in logistics? So most of the time we see that there is a gentleman who has come and delivers a packet. It can be a packet from Flipkart, Myntra, Amazon, Snapdeal. He delivers it. It can be a document which you have, just received from DTDC, Blue Dart, or FedEx or something. So that's the front face. Behind that, what all activities happen? What exactly these people do? How do they manage it? Okay. Then in this entire sector, what kind of role exists for various kind of people? For as an employment, as a businessman, as a partner, what kind of different roles we can think about as a layman, right? If we want to be associated with this logistics sector. And then we'll also talk about why it is an career opportunity. If at all, is it a career opportunity? And if it is, why it is an exciting one? Because I moved out from my banking and financial sector and decided to enter here. There are many such examples. What motivated us to join here? And what do we think about it? What is there for you all? Okay. So broadly, these four topic I'll be covering today during my presentation. And as I have already said, please be engaged in this. Talk as many questions as many possible, and we'll be talking more. And it will be to and fro communication between all of you and me so that we understand this better. Okay. So with this context, I am moving forward. Also, in between, if you find any difficulty, if I have explained something, please raise your hand and allow me to come back and explain if anything remains unanswered or you find it difficult to absorb. Okay. So now let's move forward and understand how exactly, what exactly logistics industry is. Okay. So there are certain pictures that I have shared. I believe you all are able to see this. Can you all see my screen? Am I audible? Guys, can you please raise your hand? I need to know that, it's a two-way communication. Otherwise, I'm just looking at the screen and unable to understand whether I'm being heard or not. Am I audible?
Yes, everybody is fine. Carry on. Yes.
All right. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. All right. So, so if you look at the screen, okay, you will find out that there are various pictures which perhaps every day you notice. Sometimes some pictures you do not notice every day, the warehouse pictures and all. But most of these scenes, when you are crossing by, you see this. Of course, not the horse and the gentleman, carrying that bag. That's an old picture. So that's how. So all these pictures, one thing is common in all these things. They are all related to logistics. It can be the first picture where the horse is carrying a bag. The gentleman in that over there is carrying a bag in old age, or the trucks, the normal scene in Indian market, sometimes overloaded trucks as well, right? Carrying, these are all part of logistics. Perhaps they are carrying some perishable items. The second truck certainly carrying rice or some other perishable items. The third picture certainly shows some milk baskets, and this is again every day, morning, evening, the transportation. It also belongs to the part of logistics. You will see an auto. It must be carrying some retail distributor items. It might be carrying some Fevicol items from Pidilite. It might be carrying some biscuits from ITC. It might be carrying some e-commerce shipments, a big fridge that somebody has just ordered during this big billion day sale. It can be anything, right? So that auto also is carrying items. You will see the bullock carts and the pullers. They are also carrying maybe potato and onions and all. Everything is actually moving things from point A to point B, thus contributing towards this logistics industry. Where all these people fit in, I'll come back and I'll explain, but all these form the great Indian logistics industry. Please mind my words. I said the great Indian logistics industry. It is so diverse and it is so amazing. When you get deeper into this, you'll realize there is layer after layer after layer in this. And this serves world's second most populous country, India. The entire population has to be served, and this logistics chain serves all of them, right? You will see a person is carrying many perishable items. Perhaps those are some kind of fresh vegetables and all, and he's getting these things to the market. Somebody is carrying some. It looks like some poultry things. The truck. The bottom left image, you will see, this one. This is, you can see there are a lot of medicines put in a cold storage, right? Why it is important, I'll explain in subsequent slides. We are amidst the COVID world now, right? This COVID has struck us. Tomorrow, the vaccines will come. It might be 3 months down the line. It might be 1 year down the line. The vaccines, when those come, those have to be placed in some cold storages. And then every place, wherever you are in, doesn't matter whether you are in Sibsagar, whether you are in Zero, whether you are in Kohima, whether you are in Guwahati, Jorhat, Tejpur, right to the remotest part of Tamil Nadu, Gujarat, everywhere, wherever those medicines will go, of course, via logistics, right? And inside this supply chain industry, those has to be stored in a in a cold storage, and those have to travel via your vehicles where your temperatures are controlled. Okay, so again, that's a big industry as well, where the medicines and everything travel, again, becomes a part of this giant logistics industry. You can see the lady carrying shipments. This is actually a real picture of Assam, where we see a lot of ladies and women entrepreneurs are also engaging into logistics, delivery as well. And this gives a lot of confidence to us that, people from various segments, from all genres, all background are coming in and joining this logistics industry. Then you will see a lot of vehicles, some big trucks carrying everyday story. You will see these warehouses where all the shipments are stored, and those have been shipped from here, from one point to another. How those are stored, how those move, what all happens, I'll come back and I'll explain more about it. Okay. Broadly, the pictures tell you the vast diversity of the logistics industry. While somebody is carrying something, in a bike and with some innovations behind it, then the another truck is carrying, rice and all, milk, vehicles, medicine, warehouses. All this form the giant logistics industry. How big is it? How big is the industry? How does it look like? Towards the right hand side, you must have already read that this logistics market today is $200 billion industry. You can just note the numbers. In the best interest of saving time, I'll not go much deeper into that. So it's a big industry, and $200 billion industry. And what is the growth of this industry? I think this logistics industry is growing at a CAGR of 12 to 15% per annum. Compounded annual growth rate of 12 to 15%. Now, what does this mean? I'll just make a small reference with our GDP. So if my GDP of this country is growing at say 5%, 6% rate, and if this logistics sector is showing CAGR, compounded annual growth rate of 12 to 15%, then all of you should understand that you are actually looking at an industry which is growing perhaps 2 to 3 times speed of this overall GDP of the country, because the country's GDP comprises of all the sectors. Out of all the sectors, if one sector is growing at such a high speed, then you are looking at something very, very promising and something big, which is happening in front of you. Right now, it is $200 billion industry. 12 to 15% compounded annual growth rate, which is expected to remain for another 5 years. And after that also, we are expecting the growth should remain somewhere between 7 to 12%, which means this is an amazing sector. I can only tell you this. What does this mean? Perhaps we can talk more during one-on-one or individual sessions, okay? Now, second largest employment generator in the country. Then it touches, of course, needless to say, every aspect of our life. Of course, when we talk about e-commerce, there isn't anyone in this group perhaps who hasn't ordered something someday from from Flipkart, Amazon, Snapdeal, or Myntra or something, right? So that's the first entry point. Then, of course, there are many other things. You take items from retail, you take items from your nearby grocery shop, right? In your next door, you are having Kurkure, Lay's, everything, Pepsi in your next door shop. Those are produced at a far distant locations. Those are coming to you. All these things are traveling, moving via something and some mechanism, which largely is logistics or supply chain management, what we normally phrase as, okay? The second point which I want to mention about is this large industry, $200 billion industry, is being disrupted of late by some of the new age players who have entered the market, some new age companies who has entered the market. If you look at the breakup of this industry, less than 2% of the players are organized. What do I mean by this? This means that if there is total business of 100, okay, 98 business is done by the people who are not even organized players. If I talk about some of the logistics industry companies or courier companies, right? I'm sure that you will be having some examples. What those could be: DTDC, Blue Dart, 2-3 such names would again appear. Okay, FedEx, DHL. You can count those names. However, you perhaps can name 10 companies, including my own company, Loadshare. We, the organized players, don't even command 2% of the business. 98% of the business belong to people like them, like them, like these people, like these people. Now you will understand how fragmented it is and how big opportunity exists in entire logistics market if somebody wants to enter and make something significant over there. Okay. Now, off late, since last, I would say since 2010 onwards, yeah, so 2010 onwards, we are able to see, a good amount of investment and focus from the new age startups who have seen various problems in this industry. We'll talk more about in our subsequent slides about it, that they want to disrupt the previous flow. What was the previous flow? The previous flow is, if you order something today, it used to come after 15 days from Mumbai, right? That was 5 years back. Today, you order even a fridge online, it reaches your home within 3 days. Doesn't matter from where it is coming, right? Perhaps it is coming from Gujarat. These are new age ideas, technological innovations, which are helping reduce the inefficiencies in the system and bringing a disruption in the overall management of SCM, and this is where the new age companies are becoming more and more significant. And when I talk about new age companies, of course, we are talking about people who are entering into the industry and solving the problems which perhaps the older guys have already thought of solving, or probably they are not able to, keep a pace of whatever is happening over there. Now, there are various challenges in this industry. What are those challenges? When you are talking about operating logistics in Northeast, of course, you are talking, your way of operation would be different. The way people behave and work in West Bengal would be different. Tamil Nadu, Jammu and Kashmir, right? You will build a robust, tech-driven, internet-based ERP, and you will be thinking that we will give, unified service to the entire country. However, the moment you go to Jammu and Kashmir, you will find a lot of issues. You will find there are security challenges for which the internet is shut down. How do you operate now? You come back, you go to Kerala, you start operating over there, right? You will find the local level challenges. The government is very, very supportive over there in favor of the labor unions, and they will be having their own, way of working. You come to Northeast, right? In Gujarat, if you are working, you are able to work till 7 p.m. Come to Northeast, your sun sets over here at 4:25. So you have already lost 2.5 hours. How do you standardize your overall operations? So people, geography of the country, and everything are different. The moment you cross, say, 500 kilometer, the kind of people you are dealing with, the kind of challenges you are dealing with are different. Of course, the socio-economic scenario, the overall external environment changes, and that makes this entire industry diverse as well as full of opportunities, because wherever so many challenges exist, I also believe so many opportunities exist. Okay, so these are the various challenges and everything which we'll be talking about. So that's about broadly, in a nutshell, about what logistics exactly is and how do I look at it when I think of explaining to perhaps my friends sitting somewhere in their home, all the students and everyone. So this is how exactly the logistics industry would look like to you. Okay, but key points to remember from this slide: it's a $200 billion industry, growing at least 2 to 3 times of the speed of the GDP, driving the growth of the country, and certainly this growth will continue for another 10 to 20 years. Trust me, this will be enough to accommodate your career, and of course then you can think about your next generation. So that's how I look at it when I think about logistics. Moving forward, if we want to understand how exactly logistics operate, okay, I'm not going into much of the jargons, but I have to explain few of the things so that you understand how exactly things move from point one to point. And logistics is nothing but moving something from point A to point B. There are 2 elements into that: how fast you are able to move that, and at how cost efficiently you are able to move that. Okay, remember these 3 points. Logistics is nothing but moving something from point A to point B. Anyone can do that. Okay, expertise comes when you are doing it in how much time and at what cost. Just to give a perspective, India's logistics budget, logistics spend is 14.4%. Okay, 14.4% we spend of the GDP into logistics, whereas the developed countries spend less than 8%. That means there is a high level of inefficiency or infra challenges that exist in our country. And where such high level of problems exist, right, this makes this industry suitable and lucrative for the new people, new talents, new students. Why? Trust me, the kind of problem solvings you have, I don't have it. You will be able to figure out what works better. I'll go much deeper into this before I explain this flow to you. What does this mean? If a developed country is spending less than 8% of the GDP in logistics cost, and if a less developed country like India is spending 14%, 15% in logistics, this means to move something in a layman's language, right? If you want to move one egg from Assam to, say, Delhi, right? Somebody has a poultry farm. Assam to Delhi. A very simple example. Australia perhaps will be spending 8 rupees and I'll be spending 14 rupees. So my production cost, if it is 10 rupees, Australia is able to sell it at 10 plus 8, 18 rupees. Whereas if I'm the, producer, be it the poultry farm owner, be it the farmer, my item reaches to the end consumer at 10 plus 14, 24 rupees. Right? Perhaps I'm interested, perhaps the end customer is able to buy at 24 rupees. However, over here, that 14 rupees is taken by the inefficiency in the system. What if we are able to reduce that cost from 14 rupees to 8 rupees, and this 6 rupees, whatever we are saving, as per the standard of the developed countries, at least half of that is passed on to the farmer or the producer. He gets 8 plus 3 is equal to 11 rupees. That is the delta or difference you can bring by solving this big logistics problem of India. And that is what exactly many new age companies are trying to do in India. However, is that enough? I don't think so. I just mentioned in my previous slide, the organized players command 2% of this entire industry. DTDC, Ecom Express, DHL, Delivery, Blue Dart, Loadshare, you name all the companies together, 2%. All those guys whom you and I don't know, they hold 98% of the business. How about solving their problems? How about doing something which also includes some part of those people? How about doing something, innovating something, bringing some technological enhancement so that we are able to add some more people from that group, and this 2% becomes 5% and subsequently it moves forward. That's where the real problem solving is awaiting for this country. And that's why I believe even if another 100 logistic companies come in India, there would be still room for many companies. And when I make this statement, what does this mean? With 12 to 15% of CAGR, room for 100 plus more logistics companies, $200 billion industry, massive inefficiencies, there is a ample scope of employment, problem solving, and absorbing power of this industry to new and new talents. If you have talent, if you have innovation, if you have an idea, join this industry needs people who can come and solve its problem. Because the moment you solve the problems, you can bring something big and significant to this industry. And this is awaiting for it. Okay. So with that statement, I'm going to explain very briefly how exactly logistics flow happens. Okay. So when I talk about, say, logistic, courier, supply chain, all are same. Okay. I'm mentioning movement of something from point A to point B. Although it's very complex, it is very difficult to explain in one slide. I have taken just one portion of this logistics for simplicity, okay, so that you are able to understand the flow. So normally what happens, a shipment or item moves from client warehouse. Okay, I have taken an example of the express industry, the fast moving industry, and that also into the e-commerce segment. The client warehouse, from there, it moves to partner one or to the first person, right? There is a warehouse, say, for example, in Surat, in Gujarat, okay, where they are manufacturing sarees in bulk. Now, over there, in the warehouse, the sarees are getting manufactured. Then, from there, somebody will go and pick up 2,000 sarees, okay, and that becomes the first pickup point by the first person. I'm calling them as an SME, small and medium enterprise. It can be done by in-house by the big companies like Ecom, DHL, Delivery, Blue Dart, DTDC, The other companies like LoadShare, which is co-founded by me, we appoint local players over there, right? The small and medium enterprises, and also there is no right or wrong method. It is just about business method. Okay, so some companies will appoint their own offices. Some companies like us will be appointing business partners over there who will be doing the pickup. Okay, fine. Somebody ordered a sari from Assam. In Surat warehouse, from the warehouse, somebody has already picked it up. After picking it up, it needs to come from Surat to Assam. What happens? The second set of guys, again, some partners somewhere, okay? Some truck, somebody has 5 trucks, vans and all. He was there in the network, or it can be in-house also as other companies have done the investment. They will pick it up from that first mile partner, and via that van or truck, it is moving to, we call it line haul, okay? Movement of from the first mile to the last mile location, this entire truck movement, we call it as a line haul service. So the second person picks it up from from this first mile pickup point and takes it, via his truck. He takes it to the third point. Suppose somebody ordered something in Jorhat, okay, and the sari is coming from Surat, which is in Gujarat. Now in Surat, somebody picks it up. The truck picks it. The truck has got it from there, and the truck will take it to Guwahati. Okay, the last mile partner. In Guwahati again, depending upon what kind of infra or process that the company has set it up, there can be different processes, in-house or outsourced. If it is in-house, it will come to the Blue Dart's own office, DTDC's own office, Ecom DHL Delivery's own office. If it is a company like LoadShare, it will come to their partner, who is an entrepreneur sitting over there, and he will be receiving those 2,000 sari over there. And that will be kept in a warehouse, along with many other materials. Perhaps somebody has sent some fridge, TV, sari, t-shirt, everything in bags, comes and assembles over there, okay? Or we put it over there. From there, if the order was for Guwahati, it would have reached via the delivery boy to your doorstep, or if it was in Sibsagar, Jorhat, Digboi, Tinsukia somewhere, then Arunachal somewhere, then it will go via another small truck, and to the local station over there, a small setup, and over there somebody, so we call it B2B, business to business movement. So it goes to that local station in Jorhat, and over there is a small hub or station where you will see, they will receive it, and from there, with a delivery with a biker, this will be finally delivered to you. This is the overall flow in a very simplistic manner. There can be more to it, but I think if you know this as of now, this is enough to understand the rest of the slides. Okay, so I'll take a pause over here. Any thought, questions, anything that you want to ask or share? Are you able to follow? Should I go slow, fast? Take a pause. Any input? Okay, so no input means I assume that everyone is able to understand this, and I will move forward. Okay. So, all right. So now understanding this flow of logistics, you have understood how exactly it is, the industry. Now let's move and see what happens. Let's look at the industry from a company's perspective. Okay. Till now, you are looking at the industry perhaps as a recipient, right? You order something from Flipkart, you order a document from your friend, from your relatives. They're sitting somewhere in Delhi and said, okay, fine, send me this form. And it has come to you, you have received it. You have ordered something via Flipkart, Amazon, you have received it. Let us understand, how does the company understand this, how do the company look at the industry, and how a logistics company looks at it? Suppose if you were a part of a logistics company, how would you have looked at India or the logistics business? Now, Being from load share, I can quote only load share example because this is the easiest one for me. But whatever I'm quoting for load share, broadly, it is the same for all the companies. Okay, many companies in the market, I've already named it, be it Blue Dart, DTDC, Delivery, Ecom Express, Express Bees, right? All many companies are there. It will look like similar. How does the business happen, and what we basically want to do when we do this? So primarily the logistics company first looks at, or the employees, they first say, "Okay, how many people, what is the location in it, what is the geography that we cover in pan India level." So how do you look at that? You can see the map towards the right hand side. Okay, so each dot represents a serviceable area by the company. Over here, the example taken of load share. All other company will also have the similar view. Certainly, Blue Dart, DTDC will be having more dense view because they are much older. Blue Dart, 25, 26 years old company in India, right? For them, this entire map would be blue if they make this chart. DTDC, the entire India will look blue because there is no place where DTDC doesn't exist. Blue Dart doesn't exist, right? For a company like Loadshare or similar, who are 3 years old in the industry, it looks like this. 8,000 plus pin codes this company serves. There are 19,000 plus pin code in India. We as a company serve 6,000 plus metro and non-metro pin codes. Non-metro pin codes. So why we mentioned this 6,000 plus, and what is the significance of mentioning this to you guys, right? Why am I mentioning about load share and 6,000 non-metro pin codes to you guys? There is a significance to this. All these non-metro pin codes, see, this is Guwahati, Silchar, Agartala. Even remote from Agartala, you will see a lot of location. Remote from Guwahati, many other location. You will see Jharkhand. There are many dots which are far away from the major cities, from the capitals. 6,000 plus non-metro pin codes. This means if load share or similar companies are serving those pin codes, of course, this is much higher when you combine all the companies. That means in so many places, there are job opportunities for the people. In so many places, there is business tie-up opportunities for you people. Okay, we'll talk more about it. So normally the new age companies like us at this point, trying to build logistics based on tech-driven logistics network for B2C and B2B movements, okay? Based on tech. So I'm not even mentioning that. 3 years back, it was a flavor. Of course, then we said, hey boss, we are going to build a tech-driven logistics company. What does this mean? If you order something sitting in Guwahati, sitting in Zero, sitting in Naharlagun, you should be able to see every minute where the shipment is. It might be a very small thing at this point, because whenever you order something via Flipkart, Blue Dart, Amazon, you see that. Trust me, 3 years back, it was not that simple because the infrastructure was not available. The technology was not available, right? Today, Google Map is such widely used. It was not there 5 years back. We never knew what Google Map is, right? So usage of technology and everything has become so rampant and so robust now, and that made this entire logistics operation very robust at this point of time. And that's why even the places, tier 2, 3, 4 category places also today are in a position to get best of the services from the companies. Again, why I'm mentioning from the company side? Because those locations are ready for better logistics experience. And those locations belong to the 98% unorganized places. Now connect these dots and figure out what I'm trying to mention. Companies are expanding to your location. Those are part of unorganized sector. You are there. You are passing out from college, looking for employment. 12 to 15% CRGR industry is growing. You guys are going to get many opportunities Whether you will find that or logistics will find yourself or find you, but you will come across this very soon, because the expansion and the movement to your place is very, very fast. And trust me, in your places it will move even faster than Delhi, Bangalore, Kolkata, or Chennai, similar places. Why? Because in Delhi, if I need a Zara jacket, I get it. I just have to move perhaps 5 minutes. In your place, in my place, my native place in Tejpur, if I want to buy a good shoe, right, a good brand, I might not get it. Why Myntra is so popular? Because so many brands, you are able to shop and you are able to get many brands over there. And today, you are able to get those orders in 3 to 4 days. 3 to 4 days. 2010, when it is 2011 when Flipkart started its operation in India. The official delivery timeline given to the users like you and me was, if you order today, I will deliver it after 15 to 20 days. Best case scenario. Normally 30 days. Okay. Now, if somebody says, I will deliver something after 10 days, you will not even order and you will blacklist that and you will move to some other market platform. Why? Because of this technological enhancement and the talented people and innovations which is happening in and around you. I mentioned all these points because I want you to open your eyes and go and see nearby what all is happening. The moment you move out from this app, Myntra, Jabong is not there, sorry, Myntra, Snapdeal, Facebook, one, either use it as a user and spend your money over there. Certainly do that. That is required. I also do. Two, just flip it and see the kind of opportunity this is bringing to you. That's employment. And I'm sure all of you would be happy to explore that. Okay. So that's the message I wanted to give from this slide. A company only 3 years old, like Loadshare, employs more than 7,000 field executives. What do you understand about Blue Dart, who is 25 years old? What would Delivery do, which is nearly 10 years old? The number of employment is unimaginable. Okay. Of course, if there is 7,000 delivery boy, which I have deployed, perhaps 20,000 delivery boys, which Delivery, another logistics company, has deployed. So then you will find out there will be managers and other people also required. Okay. And those places, the employment and other opportunities exist for you. Now you move to another example of what happens into the various sectors or elements within this logistics. What are those? So over there, you will find out the first mile section where the pickup happens. Again, thousands of people are there. The pickup happens from Myntra, Amazon, Pidlat, JioMart, Reddy, PNG, Flipkart, everywhere. Then the line haul, I have already explained what it is. You will find again thousands of drivers, right? In my own network, I have 10,000 drivers. In this entire industry, you will find lakhs of drivers, at least 20 lakh drivers flying every day. Last mile hyperlocal, of course, I have 7,000 delivery boys. For the industry, the number would be not less than 2 lakhs. In the warehouses, there would be lakhs and lakhs of square feet area all across the country, which have been hired, which have been taken into rent or purchased and has been utilized. All those places, again, many places you will find the warehouses getting converted into cold storages and many other flexibilities coming in to take care of not only the emerging opportunities into this green section, but also for this post-COVID medicine segment, because every person would be looking for vaccines, and all the logistics companies there will be a role for all the logistics companies to take care of this, take care of the transportation of this entire sector of these medicines. Okay, the vaccines. If you are thinking of logistics as a career option, right? Few pointers for you. I'll go fast on this. Logistics is a big business. Why? I have explained. Employment projection for logisticians looks very, very strong. Opportunity to work across multiple parts of the country. Why multiple parts? Because of course, if a company has presence in all the states, which mostly they will have, right? Certainly the people travels from one place to another. Humongous opportunity for cross geographic for cross geographies, and of course there is a huge opportunity to learn as well. This is a sunrise industry. I've already told, for next 10 years you don't have to worry, this is growing. And of course, if you join this, you will be having good amount of problem solving skill developing this here, because the kind of problems and the issues and challenges will strike you. Trust me, nobody is able to foresee that. Once it strikes, you have to solve it, which makes you guys a better individual and professional every day with passing time. What kind of jobs you should expect? In entry level, you should expect customer service management, distribution management, operations executive, data analyst, finance, sales executive, all those jobs. In subsequent levels, as you grow senior or join senior position based on your profile, you should expect project managers, operation managers, senior operation managers, directors, VP, SVPs, transportation managers to manage trucks and all, and of course, sales leaders and all. Some example from real life examples, Lakshmi Service. I know one guy, Sanjeev Barua, he's from Sibsagar. He joined this logistics sector from nowhere. He did not know he was doing something else. He did not know anything. He joined. He became a last mile delivery partner in Flipkart. His income was 30,000 a month. I'm publishing this with his permission. Then in October, his revenue started moving to 1.2 lakh. He started Udaan, another customer. January 2019, up April and December 2019, he not only managed Flipkart, Udaan, and Myntra, Pidilite, everything. He also managed to manage Swiggy and everything. So now in Sibsagar, whatever is being managed is managed by this guy, and his income has moved to 6 lakh plus from this business. Why I showed this? Just an example. If you want to engage in this industry as an entrepreneur, trust me, this will not. This will give you the proper. This industry will greet you for that, right? One example, just to show how exactly employment gets generated in this section. If you want to join as an employee, there are many examples. I've just put the faces. Won't go much deeper into that. The right hand side picture is for Assam Northeast. This gentleman joined from IIT Guwahati, and 1.5 years, he became the director of operation for entire Northeast. So if you're thinking that you have to have huge experience, come from some big companies, and then you'll be able to manage operation, absolutely not. You have to have good problem solving skill. You have to have good desire to work and to do something in life. Fresh graduate from Management Institute becomes the director for Northeast operation. Somebody, IIT Kharagpur, this guy has joined, and he solved entire Bihar distribution problem within 4 months. Similarly, another person has within 11 months, just a face, okay? He's just a face, like you, like me perhaps, like all of us. And he has solved many problems into this trucking and B2B section. All right, so that was broadly I wanted to talk to you about. And with that, I would request all of you, if there is any question and all. Deka sir, if may I request you also to say a few things. So far, it is totally silent, so it is very difficult for me even to address. I just hope that people are able to understand what I'm saying.
Yes, Rakib.
Yeah.
I am listening to you. You're really very fantastically. You have presented your your expertise, because this is a currently a lot of people can join on these things. Okay. Because yeah. Please, Rajkumar.
Yeah. So it was a very systematic presentation from a guy who is currently involved in logistics services, who has presented his views on practical ground. I thank Mr. Rakib Ahmed that he has pointed out that how this logistic will play a major big role in coming terms, because as we all know that he has also highlighted COVID vaccines, because we know that mostly the storage is in between -20 to -80. So that is going to be a challenging for
Exactly.
supply to the customer unless until it's reached. And also he has highlighted that how logistic, if we improvise, will bring down the cost of the product, that since we are very high investing high in logistic supply. So with this brief, I will take one or two questions from our participants. There is one question that how will a customer face a loss which has been done while mishandling in transportation?
How a customer will face,
Face
I'm
a
sorry.
loss, face a
Yeah.
loss which have been or has been done while mishandling in transportation. Means
Absolutely no. The customer should not face any loss for this, because this logistics industry, especially the question has come for the express segment into e-commerce. Perhaps that customer's query or issue has not been heard into the right place. If the damage has happened in transit, this is absolutely the company, logistics company's responsibility to to either give the compensation or to give an alternate product via the principal marketplace from which they have ordered the shipment. So I'm 100% sure it should not happen. It just have to reach out to the right platform where it can be addressed.
yeah. I hope we are not getting any questions. Thank you on behalf of organizing team,
I
Mr.
have a
Rakib.
question,
Yeah, yeah,
excuse me,
ma'am.
Dr.
Go on.
Rajkumar. Okay.
Yes, ma'am. Yes,
Dr.
ma'am.
Mr. Rakib, I found your presentation really very good, because, for lay people like us to explain, to understand the logistics behind, the goods that we have offered, we have ordered, how it gets delivered, you have explained very nicely, and how its potential for employability among the youth. That's a very good, lesson that we have learned how much potential is there, even with less experience. But I just, out of curiosity, would like to know what is your load share company doing, to handle goods like, perishable ones. Like you said, the vaccine is one, which I think needs cold storage. How you'll be delivering maybe to different locations, but individually, will you also be, taking care of individual orders like that? And for instance, today morning, I was just thinking, I would like to have some frozen food. So how are there, some method through which you are able to deliver these kind of perishable items?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, yes. So I can talk about my company. We are investing in next 1 year heavily on cold storage segment. One, of course, we are not seeing opportunity in COVID. That is, I believe that's a responsibility for all the for all the companies putting together, right? So for COVID movement, that would be responsibility. However, on the other perishable items movement, I think that is somewhere we see opportunity, because the farmers produce items, and normally those comes at a time during the harvesting season. After that, if you are not able to store it, if you are not able to keep it for a longer period of time, if you are not able to transport it with the right medium, then this entire wastage makes this production as well as distribution super inefficient. Here, good part is the government is also promoting. We can talk more about it during later hours. The government is also promoting a lot about the food processing units, where the small agriculturists and small players will also be able to get professional services from various NGOs and government agencies about how to keep those, how to store those. And all these logistics companies, including us, are investing into cold storages and into this and into the cold vehicles, which will be applying this to the nearest bigger cold storages and places, food processing locations, and end objective would be to deliver this to the end user, like you, as you mentioned, at time.
Yeah. Okay. I hope,
Thank you.
ma'am,
Thank you.
we can.
Thank you for that.
There is. We'll just take one more question. There is a student who is inquired. Is there any course for student to get into the basic learnings of logistics?
Absolutely. I know many institutes in India as well giving courses, but trust me, I will tell only one thing. In not only logistics, but in all the places, right? If you are a graduate, if you are a master, very good. If you are also a graduate and have good problem solving capability, doesn't matter which stream you are, right? Logistics will greet you with open arms. But yes, you should have high IQ, right? You have to solve only two problems: how in a shorter span of time I deliver my shipment, and how I deliver it with the lowest cost. For that,
Any institute which is offering.
Community is offering this. I have attended a couple of seminars over there, so I know that they are offering it. And one or two southern-based universities also offering. My email is there, rakib@loadshare.net. If you want any specific info, just write to me. I will share the links to you. For sure.
Okay.
That will be better. Yes, Rakib. Thank you, Rakib. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Now, if you have any query, we can. There's email ID. It can be shared, or they can mail back. Thank you, Mr. Rakib, for your nice presentation. Now we'll move, since we are very late in our time schedule. We'll move to our next presentation. It will be given by Dr. Vijay Gogoi. I welcome you. He will be delivering his talk on capacity building by strengthening positive mental health, which is a very important topic, which he is going to enlighten us, his thought and his view on that. Before that, just I want to read a brief biodata of Dr. Vijay Gogoi. He is currently a associate professor of psychiatric department in Lokpriya Gopinath Bordoloi Regional Institute of Mental Health at Tejpur. He has done his MBBS from Guwahati Medical College. He is MD in psychiatric, and he has done it from Assam Medical College from Dibrugarh. He has done a postdoctoral fellowship from University of Florida, USA. He's also a lifetime member of Indian Psychiatric Society. He's a program co-coordinator of MIBRMH, which is a digital academy by the institute where he is working currently. And he's also a nodal officer in telemedicine center of his current institute. His area of research involves digital psychiatric and epilepsy. So with this very brief biodata, I will hand over the platform to Dr. Vijay Gogoi to share his thought, his presentation.
Thank you, sir. Can you see my slides?
Yeah, it's visible.
Yeah, it is visible. Yes.
Okay. But I can't see Google Meet.
Some noise is coming. I don't know where from it. Some noise is coming. Okay, Dr. Gogoi, you can start.
Okay, I just have a problem here. I am not able to see my own slides.
Oh, okay. But
Yeah, give me
it
a
is
second.
visible. It is visible for us.
Abhijit, are you there? Can you solve this issue? Abhijit?
No, actually,
Okay, fine. I'll go ahead with the presentation.
okay.
Yes. First of all, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity to interact with the number of participants. Although I know that they've been listening to entrepreneurship and various other topics, and my topic is somewhat deviant from the main topic of entrepreneurship. But however, if we think the brain as a part of the motherboard of any PC, just now the previous presenter have already mentioned that you need to have some problem solving skills. You need to have certain capacities in you so that you become a successful entrepreneur. Today my focus is mainly to tell you about what mental health is all about, how it is different from mental illness, and what does mental well-being mean. Is there any biological basis for mental health? What is the concept of resilience and how can we strengthen it? And lastly, how to promote a good mental health. So let's begin with mental health. What is mental health? Like we have a physical health, our body, we take care of our body. Similarly, our mind also has a health, which we call it as a mental health, and we need to take care of it. So both the physical health and mental health, they interact with each other and it influences each other. Mental health is nothing but the feelings, the thoughts that we have, and the behaviors that we do, or the behaviors that we express. This is mental health. Now, during our lifetime, we have a lot of different emotions. It can be happy, it can be sad, we may be disgusted or angry or fearful. So there are various types of emotions that we come across in our day-to-day life. Maybe after this presentation, I'll have some feelings, some emotions, some thoughts. My behavior might change. So this is quite normal in day-to-day life. If we look in a continuum, you can at one point of time say have a bad mental health when you are experiencing the negative emotions, negative behaviors, but you also bounce back again to good mental health. You may feel joy, you may feel happy, you may feel confident. So we keep on swinging from good mental health to bad mental health, and we keep on moving. We keep doing our work. WHO has given a definition of mental health. The mental health is a state of well-being, first point, in which an individual realizes his or her own abilities. He can cope with the normal stresses of life. He can work productively and is able to make a contribution to his or her community, which is a definition given by World Health Organization. But again, defining mental health, taking into consideration the variety, the different types of cultures that we have all over the world, the practices that we do, it is very difficult to have one unique definition for mental health. So many people, they do not consider this definition to be the ideal one. Some have also suggested that it also incorporates the emotional development, the spiritual development, how you perceive yourself, whether you perceive it in a negative way or in a positive way. How do you weigh yourself? What is your worth? Some people see themselves as very worthless and helpless. They are not able to contribute to the society, but some people have a lot of confidence. And some people also want to incorporate intrapersonal harmony. So there are a lot of various definitions, and these definitions keep on changing. So without going much into the details of definition, we should know that mental health is basically, it's common. We have, and it is necessary for us to have a good mental health so that we become more productive and we can cope with the normal stresses of life. But remember, just by the absence of mental illness does not mean mental health. If you do not have any mental illness, that does not indicate that you are mentally healthy. So now we need to know what is mental illness. Previously, I told that these feelings, the thoughts and behaviors, the normal day-to-day emotions, how they vary with each time, and this determine our mental health, and we keep on swinging. If these feelings, these thoughts, this behavior, our behaviors, they become erratic, disorganized, and we are not able to control these feelings, emotions, thoughts, then there is some problem. It can be a mild problem, it can be a major problem. Now, when these problems, they influence your family life, your work life, your social interaction, then we call it as a mental illness. We may have some erratic thoughts, some uncontrollable emotions, we may have at times, but if it is hampering your day-to-day life, your family life is affected by that, your workplace is affected by that, you are not able to concentrate, you are not able to produce anything productive, so that means there is some problem. But to diagnose mental illness, it is you need some professionals, because there are certain diagnostic criteria. We use the DSM, Diagnostic Statistical Manual of American Psychiatric Association. We use the ICD of World Health Organization. So there are certain diagnostic criteria when we call something to be a mental illness. It's not that someone is, they present in our OPD with some behavioral problems. The parents, they complain about their child. The husband complains about their wife, and we do not jump into conclusions that yes, if they're complaining, then they have a mental illness. So we have some diagnostic assessment tools. We make a diagnosis based on diagnostic criteria, and then we come to a conclusion of mental illness, right? Now, there are various types of mental illnesses. Not all mental illnesses appear like as it appears in movies, where people are seen roaming around naked without disorganized long hairs. So this is not mental illness. This is just the tip of the iceberg. So there are various types of mental illnesses. Some are usually classified in two types. Some of them are common mental illness, which is also called as mild mental illness, and some can be severe mental illness. Common mental illnesses include depression, anxiety, somatoform disorders, such as patients present with multiple somatic complaints, bodily complaints, that I have a headache, my neck is aching, my stomach is upset all the time, I have loose motion. But if you do all the physical examinations, there's nothing abnormality. So this is again a form of mental disorder. Substance use disorder is very common. Coming to the severe mental illnesses like schizophrenia, bipolar disorder. So these mental disorders can be either mild or it can be severe mental illnesses. Now, if you remember my previous slide where I described vertically the mental health continuum, this continuum was actually given by Keyes in 2010, the two continuum model. So we usually tend to believe that suppose some of you might be having some mental illness, or you may know someone who has mental illness, but at the same time, we tend to believe that probably because he is mentally ill, he may not have a good mental health. But that is not true. I told previously that just the absence of mental illness is not mental health. So you need to understand this continuum. A person can lie here, he may have a mild mental disorder, but he also has a bad mental health. Or a person may have a severe mental disorder, but he is mentally healthy. He may be here, or he may lie here. So the interaction between, mental illness and mental health both interact with each other. A person who has a mental illness may have a bad mental health, or he may have a good mental health. A person who has a mild mental disorder may have a bad mental health or a good mental health. So it depends. So any person that you know who is seeking treatment for mental illness, or you are suffering yourself from mental illness, you don't consider yourself that I'm not mentally healthy. No, don't do that. You may have a good mental health despite having a mental illness. Now, my previous speaker actually gave, it was a very interesting topic, and I really learned a lot. And, he had described very nicely what are the requirements or to come into this logistics business. I don't have any idea about business, but he had mentioned a lot of factors that influence. So you need to have certain qualities, but before you understand what qualities you need to have, you need to understand what determines your mental health or what determines mental illness. Broadly, we divide it into three categories. One is biological, your biology, your genetics, your makeup. Second is psychological makeup. And third is the social or the socio-economic for business maybe. So these three things broadly, they determine the mental health and mental illness. Now let us divide these three broad headings into smaller domains. Look at this tree. This is just the tip of the iceberg. There are multitudes of factors that determine your mental health. Your experiences in school, your experiences at home, the discrimination that you faced, experiences in the street, your day-to-day interaction, your rights may be violated, your social interaction, your social group, poverty, your physical health, your personality makeup, violence if you have faced any, the society that you live in, societal structure, the genetic makeup, your lifestyle choices, the resources that are available to you, substance use, your spiritual beliefs, your spiritual health, your cultural values, all these factors, they interact with each other and they influence each other to form your mental health, right? So anything that goes wrong might disturb the other areas, leading to poor mental health or maybe in extreme cases, mental illness. Now, when I say all these things, it appears as if I don't have any control over my mind, my mental health. So it appears that if my genetics is bad, I won't be able to help myself. Or if the social situation, the culture that you live in, the societal structure that you are in, if the rights are violated everywhere, what can I do? So immediately this doubts creep in. So it appears as if I do not have any control over myself. I'll not be able to cope. Let me tell you a different concept here and the answer to this question, how you can cope. Some of you may have heard this word, but we use it, we call it neuroplasticity. Now earlier, people believed, the scientists believed that the human brain, it grows maximum by the age of 5 years and it does not change much. So whatever learning has occurred within those 5 years, the brain has taken a shape and it is not going to change. But now scientists know that your brain can be molded like a plastic. And in their scientific terms, they use the term neuroplasticity, which means that neurons, they change during your lifetime. I will give you an analogy. Probably you have seen in your areas an unused road, and you have also seen people using a new road, and gradually that road develops into a highway, express highway. So the left part, if you see carefully, that was a well-built road earlier. It was an asphalt road, but because it was not used, what has happened? Lot of creepers creeped in, dead trees all around, fallen leaves. So let us consider this to be a nerve which is degenerating. There are a lot of plaques developed there because it is not used. And look at the other way on the right hand side, you can see there is an expressway, fully functional. So basically what I want to emphasize here, suppose if you consider the yellow line to be a circle, and if you consider another behavior which you already have is the red line. Now, the red line indicates that you already have a behavior. Say, for example, you have a behavior of taking a substance. And a new behavior that you are learning or you are developing is represented by that yellow line, which is, say, maybe exercise. Now, because you thought that, okay, I will change my lifestyle, I'll stop taking substance and I'll go for exercise. So gradually what happens is, with time, as time passes, the firing of the red line, it decreases and gradually it fades away and the yellow line becomes more prominent, and this behavior is reinforced. This is neuroplasticity. So your brain has changed because of the behavior that you have started. So we have control on our brains. I came across a very interesting video, and probably you all have already seen such a picture, that suppose we have a goal, we have a target, and we want to reach it. We would all expect to go on this path smoothly and reach our target, right? But life is not always a smooth ride. We all know that. Instead, we have to follow this path. You start from one end and you face a lot of troubles. Sometimes it is sunshine, sometimes it is rainy. You may have, heartbreaks, coronavirus, some obstacles, major obstacles. You may have to fight with someone and then maybe reach the goal. But how do you do it? Most of us usually does it. Day-to-day obstacles we all face. And in our life, sometimes we face major challenges, but then we overcome it. How do we do that? We do it because we all have an inherent quality which is known as the resilience. So what is resilience? Resilience is nothing but, in simple terms, it's the ability to bounce back from life's failure and disappointments. So you need to bounce back. Now there may be a question from you that, okay, I have a certain personality where my resilience is less. Okay, so what do I do? Now, if you go back to my neuroplasticity slide, that is why I have explained neuroplasticity earlier, that your brain can change if you change your behaviors, right? So it is not that if a person has a high resilience, will always have a high resilience. If he does not take adequate steps, he may lose that resilience. Or if you have a less resilience, you can develop it always. The primary requirement to develop that resilience is failure. Failure is very important in life. If you do not have, suppose if you go back to this slide, in the lower bottom, there was no failure. It was a smooth ride. It's so boring. It's a boring ride, basically. But look at the interesting things that this person has traveled through. And he has learned a lot. He has learned a lot of things while traveling from one end to the other. Now, if you compare the resilience between this and this person, you will see that the resilience of this person is definitely higher. So failure in life is very important. How to strengthen this resilience? Many people, after they suffer from failure, or it did not go according to their expectations, they tend to bog down. They say that life is not worth living and all sort of things creeping. So how to strengthen this resilience? The first step is you get a perspective. Oftentimes what happens, when you see a negative outcome or you did not expect anything, we tend to go back into our previous ways of thinking, which we call it as a schema. The way we think is called as a schema. We go back to that schema and we keep on brooding on that failure. We keep on thinking that. But instead of doing that, you first get a perspective. So what do? You stand back. You stand back and assess the problem or assess the situation. How bad is it? Is it really bad, that bad? Or at max, what can happen? You will see that it's not that bad that you thought initially it would have been. So you need to have a better perspective of your situation or of that problem or that obstacle. Second thing is, you need to toughen up. There is no other option. Unless you do things that you will not learn. If you refrain from doing things, you're not going to learn. Definitely you are going to fail, but you need to learn it. So push yourself without being critical. This is very important. Don't be critical on yourself. Say suppose if you fail on the first time, you should not be critical that, okay, I am from such and such background, I have so less education, I have less money, that is why I'm not able to, my upbringing is such, so I'm not able to do that. No, don't be critical about yourself. You cannot be perfect in the first attempt. You tried, you learned something, okay, next time. And to explain it better, I have a different concept I will tell you later in my presentation. So you need to toughen up. Third is, you turn the pages of your life backwards and see, you count the number of unearned rewards that you got and undeserved bad things that has happened to you. Definitely you will see that the number of rewards that you have got so far in your life is far, far, far more than the number of undeserved bad that has happened to you. Maybe one or two bad instances have happened with you, but that does not mean that you've also got the rewards. Now it is only two bad things has happened, you need to cope up, right? So look back. The fourth is control your reactions. See, when we go out to work or we go in the pursuit of any goal or target or whatever your business or opportunity, we do not have control over everything. It is not under our control. We do not have control on the circumstances that may happen. Even while going on the first day, you may have an accident, or you went there, but they have already hired someone else. You went for an interview, they have already hired someone else, but that was not under your control. So don't be critical on yourself, but try to control the reactions that you show. If you show anger, negative emotions, depressive symptoms, if you react in that manner, you will not be able to think properly, think clearly in your mind. And what happens then? You will lose the next opportunity. So control your reactions, right? Introspect. This is very important. Most of the times, initially when there is a bad event or circumstance, what we do? We start blaming others. Oh, it's because of him or his reactions or his actions. Instead of doing that, we need to get back and introspect on ourselves. Think about yourself, how your actions have contributed to your own misery. And most of the times you'll find that, okay, these are the certain areas where I should improve myself and I could have done better. And these are the areas that are not under my control. So in these areas where I can change myself, I need to work on it. And that way, you will be more resilient the next time you face any obstacle. Right? And the sixth is to have a meaningful pursuit. You see, today you may be feeling happy, you may have a good job, but tomorrow, who knows, something bad might happen. And that will again try to bog you down. It will bother you. It will be a stressful experience to you. During that time, if you're not able to take load of this stress, the outcome that has happened, get away from it. Get engaged with what things you like. What happens is, research has shown that people who are involved in a meaningful pursuit or in a productive work, say productive hobby or something, these people are able to solve problems much better than those people who kept on brooding on the past event. So go for a meaningful pursuit. While searching for literature for this presentation, I came across a very interesting theory. And probably most of you know this image. You can identify the Super Mario. Computer games, I think we all have played, and this was a very interesting game. Now there is a concept by Mark Robert who gave this concept of Super Mario effect. So what happens in Super Mario? There is a plumber. He goes into pipe, process the bridge and everything, obstacles, and then finally he has to release the princess. Now in this Super Mario, what happens? Just recall when you were young and you were involved in discussions with your friends. If you had played Mario, you would have discussed, okay, I have reached that level, and this is what has happened. The next stage is this. It's very interesting, sort of things. But did you ever discuss the ways you died? It could have been hit by this turtle, or you could have jumped in a fire, or you may have missed a step. So these things were never discussed. So the Super Mario effect says that it is always, your focus should always lie on the goal, the target, and not on the obstacles that you faced. During this game, what has happened is you have learned that, okay, this time I should go a little bit more faster. I should jump higher, right? So these are the strategies which you have learned, and finally you have succeeded. But as we grew up, what has happened is once we fail, we start focusing on that failure and we stop focusing on the goal, and ultimately it leads to all the problems. So this is a very interesting concept. You can check out in the YouTube. There's Mark Robert, his Super Mario effect concept. So these are all the ways by which you can, deal with a problem when you face, and you can later on develop the resilience. Resilience will only develop if you face failure. From that failure, you need to work on that failure and then go up. Now, if we talk about the promotion of mental health in general, there are various other techniques. Of course, these resilience building techniques should be practiced by everyone, and these is a general mental health promotion strategies. The most important is physical activity. Why physical activity is important? When you run or when you do cycling or any form of exercise, aerobics, so what happens is our body releases certain hormones. These are called endorphins. These endorphins are good feel hormones. They make you feel good about yourself. On top of that, your circulation to your brain increases, all the waste materials are removed, and you feel better. You get a good clarity of the things. So physical activity is very important to have a good mental health. The second is nutrition. It has been seen by studies that there was a study of centenarians of what is the most important thing to live longer. And they found out that these centenarians had one thing in common. Most of them were vegetarians. I'm not saying asking everyone to go vegetarian, but the lifestyle choices, the foods that you take, influences the way you behave, the way you think, the way your body reacts, everything. So a balanced diet, a good nutritious diet is very, very important for a good mental health. The third thing is rest. Now, there was a study where there were two groups. One, they were given 8 hours of sleep at night, and they were given a task to solve the task the next day. And the other group, they were given the task in the middle of the night, and then they were given the task the next day, but they were advised not to sleep the previous night, so they remained sleep deprived. The results were, the group which slept last night, they were less confident, but they performed very well in the outcome. And the other group, which did not sleep the previous night, they performed poorly in the outcome, but they had a high confidence. Because usually most of our students and it's say that it's better to read at night time. Students usually say that I prefer to read at night time. It's silent and my mind works better, but it is not. There is a biological clock in every one of us. It's called the circadian rhythm. This circadian rhythm is very important to maintain all the biological cycles that you have in your body. Your body has got multiple clocks. The time that you feel hungry, the time that you feel sleepy, the time that your hormones are released, the time that your insulin is released, growth hormone is released. So we have all these biological clocks. Now, if you derange the major clock, the primary clock, which is the sleep clock or the circadian clock, then all the other clocks gets deranged and you will have multitude of problems. So rest is very important for us. The next one is to have a balance. We need to have a balance in everything we do. In all our behaviors, we need to have a balance. Anything good, anything more or anything less is always harmful. We all know that. You know, you have been taking substance, alcohol or tobacco or whatever. If you go in excess, it's harmful. If you're doing a certain behavior, say for example, you're playing games, that's good for you to some extent. But if you keep on doing it repeatedly without any balance, that's not right. So you need to have a balance in your life. And lastly, you need to develop trust and relation with others. It's very important for all of us to have to develop a sense of trust with each other. First, you can have trust and relation with your family members. You can develop a sense of commonness by your hobbies or your, like-minded people. You can have a group, and that gives you, first of all, it gives you a direction to work on your likings, to have a, productive, to do something productive, to learn something new, to interact with your like-minded people. This will help to promote your, good mental health. And with all these activities, definitely there will be a lot of failures. You may suffer, but with these things, as I told you earlier, the neuroplasticity concept, with these behaviors, if you keep on doing it, these behaviors get reinforced and the other behavior circuits, it gets decreased. And this forms the basis of our therapy. What we do in cognitive behavior therapy, what we do in behavior therapy or cognitive therapy, other forms of therapy, is we try to change the way the person thinks. The moment you change your thinking, the moment you change your behavior, automatically there will be change in your brains. So the next time you face an adversity, it will not be a depressive one. You will be more capable of coping with it. Right? I think I will stop here and thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Vijay Gogoi, for enlightening and putting up the importance and significance of mental health. And because this is the thing that we mostly ignore. Because earlier we used to say that healthy body makes your healthy mind set up, but now I think it's a healthy mind which will bring positivity in your behavior, in your character. I would like to have a few questions from the participants. Yes, from RGNI YD.
Yeah, okay. If the other participants don't have a question, then I would like to ask a question. Dr. Gogoi, I think this topic is very, very important, especially for the youth, and that too in these times of COVID, where the mental health issues are actually rising and they need to be addressed. So as an institution of national importance and, focusing only on youth development, we are now exploring, various possibilities of addressing this mental health issues of the youth. So I would like to know whether there are any such platforms, where experts like you are offering your services, through, which is available through on the, online, through app or through, a helpline, because we are interested in developing such app or an online help for the youth. So I just would like to know from you, because you're an expert in the area.
Thank you, madam. Hello. Yeah.
Yes, yes, please, yes. Please go ahead.
Thank you very much for bringing this up. Actually, the full form of Meet LGBRIMH, of which I am the nodal officer, is mental health education and e-training. So we have launched this platform in 2018, and since then we have been running 4 courses online, totally digital, which is from the 4 departments that we have, which is psychiatry, psychiatric social worker, clinical psychology, and psychiatric nursing. Now, we have 4 courses for specialists such as psychologists, social workers, nurses, and doctors, medical officers. These are not specialist doctors, but or specialized fields, but they are just graduate from psychology. In psychology, we have the course of youth mental health and peer counseling. So this is one course which we have already completed the 3rd batch, and this is the 4th batch that we're going to start next month in December. And we are also planning to have further courses for a general population, or if we can have a collaboration with you, definitely I'll be really interested in it, because we can definitely come up with courses.
Definitely, sir. We would look to collaborate with your organization, which is focusing only on mental health and offering so many courses. But I just wanted to know whether there are already any existing apps or an online help for the youth, and if not, whether we can develop it jointly, because we are going to do that. We've just been discussing this yesterday. That's why I found this a very ideal platform to discuss whether it's already there, whether people are using it. If it's not already there, some kind of an app or a helpline, which would require some the helpline would require some kind of a infrastructure, I suppose. But would your institute be interested in it? Are you having any such proposal, so that we can jointly work together on this? We are proposing this actually for the National Youth Festival, which is going to be organized on 12th January. So the Secretary Youth Affairs was actually asking us to think of good ideas and to come up with such kind of initiatives which would be directly helping the youth. And that's why I thought this is an ideal platform now to interact with you.
Yes, madam. We already have a youth wellness hub, and this has been going on for the past 1.5 years, I guess. But the program coordinator there is Dr. Diptarup Chaudhary, and Youth Wellness Hub has also conducted a lot of camps and festivals. Even in Tezpur University, we had a stall there. And this Youth Wellness Hub mainly deals with all it caters to the youth of the local area, Tezpur as of now. And we'll definitely like to go ahead further in the national level. And check out the Youth Wellness Hub details. They have a Facebook page. And if I can have your email ID or something, maybe then we can go ahead with the communication. I will talk to you.
Yeah, something which has worked locally with your Tezpur University that you said, the Youth Wellness Hub, whether it can be expanded, the national level. Please.
We lost her.
Yeah, okay. I think so. Oh no, she's.
Okay. Actually, thank you for that. That Youth Wellness Hub, whatever initiative you have done, we can take it at the national level. I'll communicate with you. I'll share with you my email ID, and I think I should leave the floor to the other participants to ask some questions. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll like to take few questions from the participants, if any.
I guess everyone is hungry.
Hello, Dr. Gogoi. Actually, it was nice lectures. I was attending this lecture. It was very enlightening. Us also, along with the participant. Very important point you have mentioned. Lot of important point was there inside the lectures. Thank you, Dr. Gogoi. You have given us a lot of time. Please. Our Dr. Duari, please carry on.
So on behalf of the organizing team, I thank Dr. Vijay Gogoi for a very informative topic that is about the mental status of mind. With this, we have come to the end of our morning session. We will be again joining back with the another very informative presenter in from 2 p.m. onward.
So, Dr. Duari, can I add something for the
Yes, sir.
participant?
Yes,
So,
sir.
next, there is a next two important speaker is there. One is Mr. Subhas Kumar, Saurabh Kumar Pandey. He is the director of the Imperial School of Business Administration, agribusiness. He is from Delhi. He will talk on career opportunity in agribusiness. Yeah, and another very important speaker is the Mr. Midun Kumar Sarma. He is a self-entrepreneur, so he has his own entrepreneurship. I think, and he will talk on facing challenges and tackling them, a guide for budding entrepreneurs. So it is very important for all of you to attend these 2 days sessions. Thank you all. For lunch break, we will meet again at 2 p.m. sharply. Thank you, Dr. Rajkumar Duari. You have done a very nice, good moderator. You're taking a lot of initiative and troubles also. So this to make these sessions very effective. Thank you, Dr. Duari, and thank you, Dr. Professor Rajendran from Rajiv Gandhi National Institute of Youth Development. You have also been joined. Thank you all participants. Please again join at 2 p.m. Again, thank you all.